So let's see if I can get my brother on here at some point. Give him a second before I send him a message. Um, what we are talking about is multiple things. I sent my brother a message, because I love messaging, especially when you use messaging to get what you want, but it's kind of not fair, but you do it anyway. So the message was basically, what is your favorite role playing game and why is it Baptism of Fire? You know, and of course, the joke there is pretty obvious. It's well, okay, there's no joke there. It's just a leading question. What is your favorite role playing game and why is it Baptism of Fire? Uh, you know, but in reality, as you can see from all of the different things I've listed there, I am kind of tempted to run a game in the near future, but at the same time, I'm so torn between what game I want to run. And then the players, I'm going to have to get them their ducks all in a row, which I guess is a fancy way of saying I'm a mama duck. But yeah, I'm going to have to get the cats herded and everything. But really, it's like, what would be more fun? I mean, not what would be easier, because I know what'd be easier. What'd be easier would just be to pick up the OSC stuff and go with it again. You know what I'm saying? That's super easy for me because I know the rules so well that I don't even have to open the book 99% of the time. But okay, what do we got here? We've got markers and reference sheets. Okay, I was wondering what these were. All right. So, I guess you could say this is a little bit of a interactive in that if you have an opinion on any of the things, you can share your opinion, and I will listen to your opinion that you share. What we are definitely discussing is here it is. Okay, good. Where it says Slavs, obviously, I'm talking about baptism fire, right? So, superheroes, what's up, Tim?
Hey,
Heroes, Slavs, um,
Star Frontiers or zombies?
Star Frontiers, or Zombie Apocalypse. Which one sounds like the role playing game you would want to play?
The apocalypse without the zombies.
The Apocalypse without the zombies?
And with tanks.
Oh, it's still going to have tanks.
I know, but the thing is, there's actually a video game on the N64 called Battle Tanks, and it's a post-apocalyptic world where people fought with tanks.
Yeah, it turns out when there's like a World War III, people fight with tanks too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know what to say about you sometimes.
I come up with the weird stuff, I know.
It's like,
I don't
imagine a
know.
World War III thing, but people were fighting with tanks, and it's like,
It wasn't World War III, it was just some weird apocalyptic world where people fought with tanks. Like individuals. Not like somehow gangs got a hold of tanks and regular people.
well, think about this though, right?
Yeah.
If World War III ever kicked off, like for real, right? You would probably, after World War III was long over, right? You would probably still have some idiots roaming around trying to rebuild, refurbish, whatever, uh, any tanks or other military vehicles they could get their hands on.
Oh, definitely.
As a matter of fact, I mean, that would make them like the badasses of their neighborhood, really, because
Yep.
I mean, if you're just a bunch of scabs trying to survive, you know, in the ruins, and a gang rolls up and they have a tank, what are you going to do about that shit? You know, probably
Uh,
just buckle in and do what they tell you, right? Because that's probably your only option at that
no,
point.
well, no, not a, well. Depends on the tank, I guess. I know in World War II we had ways to get rid of tanks and without tanks too.
Yeah, but you can't say that necessarily like that because in World War II, we also had like a functioning economy,
True.
factories cranking shit out. You know, how many scavs 100 years after the bombs dropped are going to know anything about anything?
Yeah, probably not going to be many javelins going running around.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, there could be, and it's possible with like some real luck and whatever, you might even find one that functions still,
Yeah, but I
but
mean,
still that
with our soldiers, they just like took like rocket launchers and put like made a quad rocket launcher on the back of a jeep just to do drive-bys on tanks.
yeah, and I'm not saying that the post-apocalyptic guys, if they're not smarter enough or whatever, that they might not do exactly that kind of shit, you know. But the argument which you so succinctly distracted me from is if you're a bunch of scabbies living in the ruins, you know, trying not to die from radiation poison and shit like that, and then like a gang rolls up like Mad Max style, except instead of just a bunch of freaking dune
Government
buggies,
cars.
they got a tank
Yeah,
with them. I mean, at that point, I mean, you're probably going to
yeah,
be like,
yeah, pretty
okay,
much.
you get to be in charge.
Yeah.
I
They're
mean,
like, can I join?
right. Because it's not going to be like a just walk away, just leave the gate. It's going to be like tanks coming through the wire, you know? I mean, and there's not much you can do about it because, you know, that homemade flamethrower is not really going to mess with the tank and your ballista, you know,
Now,
crossbow
James,
things aren't really going to do
in
anything.
that post-apocalyptic future, what tank would you want?
I mean, the obvious choice for me would be an M1A1 or A2, maybe an A2 Tusk.
I would
I
take the
mean,
TKX.
I don't even know what that is.
It's the Japanese main battle tank. I think
Why
that's
would the
cool.
Japanese main battle tank be in the middle of the Midwest United States?
It wouldn't be, but I was saying if I had any choice, I would choose that. Mainly because of the autoloader.
You know, I can hear the smile on your face. Just so you know, the later editions of the M1 are being built with autoloaders.
Fair.
And so just so you know, yeah, they're doing that autoloader thing, but that's not what's important. What's important is you're a freaking weeb. That might be a pretty good tank, but it's not an M1A2 Tusk tank, okay? And
No,
it never will be in a million years. It never will be. All right,
I still think man made a pretty good tank there. Oh, they couldn't make
pretty good
many
is
of them, but
okay. Yeah, they made a pretty good tank. They didn't make it M1 though.
oh no,
No, you'd be a lot more likely, I would think, in a post-apocalyptic World War II scenario to find
World War.
like ruined Chinese tanks.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Since I mean that's who we'd probably be thrown down with,
But
China.
then that's just basically getting knocked off like Type 80s or
Right. I mean, it's just like the Timu version of like whatever. Since all their tanks are basically just like crappy knockoffs of other countries' tanks. But oh man, building these freaking guys. Building these freaking guys. This is my entire life, just building these freaking guys. There we go. I'm building some Contemptor dreadnoughts. They're full of contempt.
Hmm.
It's
I'm
like
just waiting for my name, which is in a few hours.
waiting for your next game.
About a couple hours, actually.
Yeah, I've decided it's like the thing is I've got 2 armies complete, but the thing is like yes, I want to get these guys painted, and yes, I'm going to use rattle cans to cheat and whatever, right? But ultimately, they can still be used even if they're not painted, you know? So, the most important thing for me, since I want to use these guys, is to get them painted so that they can then be used in games with my brother and I, you know?
Yay.
And so the army I would normally play, my Blood Angel Space Marines, that's the only army I haven't actually built. I mean, I built some of it, but not enough to matter. I mean, right now I've got the Night Army, the Imperial Guard Army, the Mechanicum Army, the Dark Mechanicum Army. You know, so I've basically got every army except for my favorite army. So, yeah. Duh. It's like, what am I doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And I've got 15 box sets of units to put together.
Heh.
And at $39 a piece, that means that's 400 and another 200. That's $600 worth of miniatures I got to put together.
Heh.
Damn, I could have bought an AK for that amount. I mean, it would have been a Serbian, but you know what? I like Serbian, the Impaps.
Yeah, they could work, I guess. I don't know much about them, though.
The main thing people bitch about them is they're completely not compatible with any
With
other AK.
that would be an issue with me. I'd rather it be compatible because, you know, in case anything ever needs to be replaced.
Well, the good news is you can get all the replacement parts you ever wanted. Uh, the reason they're not compatible is because they when the Serbians decide to make their own AKs, they pretty much let me get my thoughts together because I'm all over the place for a second. What they did is they made it stamped metal, but they made the metal like twice as thick
Ah, yeah.
as
So,
standard stamped metal, right? Which meant then they had to have a different lower because an upper because it was thicker stamped metal than standard, Russian stamped metal
probably had something to do with the
AK.
metal not being as good. Probably needed it just to keep it from
No,
exploding.
no, they did it twice as thick because it made the rifle more rigid, which makes it more accurate.
Oh, okay then. Fair enough. That's enough.
Yeah, there's a guy online that lives out in like Colorado or Utah or something, and you can see this dude with an Impact 20, and he's popping targets at like 500, 600 yards, like nothing, just
Yeah. Okay. So,
dropping them, right? He actually refers to the Serbian AK as the Cadillac of AK-47s
fair.
because he says it is just a better built
AK.
AK-47.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, the
Now,
AK was always meant to be kind of cheap.
yeah, it was meant to be cheap. Now, I had one and my brother really wanted it, so I sold it to him. But the deal was that if he ever decides to get rid of it, he has to sell it back. Now, has he already sold it? Probably. Because, he is my brother. But I hope not, because I one day would, if he decides he don't want it, I'd like to have it back. Whereas
I
right
like
now I've got an actual more high end AK. I've got a Bulgarian AKN in 5.56. So that's like a more high end
that.
version of the AK.
Yeah, my older brother got upset when I sold that SKS I bought from him. I
Dude,
don't even know why.
SKS, man.
It was a piece of junk. It
Simple,
wasn't like a good.
proven. You know
I
what I
wish
mean?
I would have kept it if it was like a good one. This one was a piece of crap.
Yeah, I get that.
Like he bought the one with the plastic stuff and the detachable mag, but it doesn't accept the AK mag, so it's just like why?
See, the SKS I had, which I ended up getting rid of, uh, it was a Chinese SKS based on the original Russian model.
Yeah,
So yeah, it took stripper clips. It did not. There
I'd
was
rather
no
have that.
there was no magazine or anything like that. It had a integrated bayonet, if you can even call it that, because all it was like just a spike
It
that
had
was like
an
18
internal.
inches long. You know?
It had an internal magazine, but you just had ripper clip to feed it.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly. Well, every internal magazine like that on those kind of rifles, you use a stripper clip, bro.
Yep.
The
Well, I mean,
masher.
you don't
I
really
mean,
have to, but it's a lot better
I
if you
mean, you
do.
load them in one at a time. If you're
Yeah,
like, a psychopath, yeah, sure,
I need to get
go
a stripper
crazy.
clip for my my K98.
You can get them cheap.
Yeah, they're not that
You can get
expensive.
them pretty cheap, and then you just there's a metal tab on one end, and you fold it up a little bit, and then you put all of your 8mm rounds in the stripper clip, and then you fold that tab down, and then you line it up. You pull the action back, and you just line it up and push down as hard as you can, and it'll go whap. And
Yep.
then when you close the bolt, it'll pop the stripper clip out.
Yeah, there's some people who say you shouldn't do that, but it's like, yeah, you should. That's like, why
You
wouldn't you?
shouldn't do that. I mean, that's what the rifle was designed to do. I mean,
Yeah, I
that's
know. I'm
how
like,
they designed it to work. I mean,
yeah, that's how it was designed to work. Look, won't that destroy the stripper clip or something? Well, maybe, I guess, I don't know. Yeah,
no,
that's
no,
whatever.
not really. I mean, maybe, but I mean, that's up to you to decide whether you want to, whatever. The thing is stripper clips for K98Ks are cheap.
Yeah,
So there's no reason not to.
and probably easy to reproduce, especially now. You can probably 3D print those things.
Yeah, you probably, I mean, I don't know if you actually could, but maybe. I
No,
mean,
no. If you had a good STL of it, I think you could. It would probably have some issues, but I think you could.
I don't think it'd be strong enough. See, your
Maybe.
stripper clip's got to be metal. It's got to be metal. I mean, it can't not be
Mm.
because it's got to,
Still, there's plenty of ways to make those stripper clips
it's
if you
it's
really
got to
want.
put up with the tolerances that come from the fact that you're jamming that thing in there and effing around with it.
Yeah.
But I mean, saying you don't need a stripper clip for a K98 is true, but at the same time, then you don't need a stripper clip for like $1,000 either.
But you
But you
really
want
don't.
one. I mean, duh. You want one. So let's not be stupid here, right? I mean,
Everybody wants to hear that ping.
the ping ping. Everybody wants to hear that, especially the Germans.
I think the funniest myth was that got people killed. There's no way you could hear that ping in the heat of a battle.
Yeah, you say that. I'm not sure I agree.
With explosions, all that stuff going on, you're not hearing that.
I'm not sure I agree. I
At least,
mean, maybe you could. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I've never been in World War II, obviously. Though I can say I did play a lot of Battlefield Forgotten Hope. And I can tell you that if the stories are true, then German soldiers would listen for the ping. That don't mean they'd hear it every time. It just meant they were listening. And
Oh, if,
the one, and even if it's only 1 out of 100 times that they actually hear it, you know what I mean? That's still 1 out of 100 times they heard it.
so if that was true, you could easily set up traps by trying to get them to hear that ping,
Dude,
get them
they
to jump
did.
out.
They did. Read your freaking bullshit.
I have, and
U.S. soldiers were setting up all kinds of traps. You know, with the whole, oh, there's the ping, and then they just wait for the Germans to run up and just gun them down because, you know, you have to
I'm
remember
pretty
there's a
sure
whole
that.
squad of guys. So one guy, the ping goes off, but the other 5, 10 guys, they're standing there, their ping ain't went off. And plus, a lot of times you'd have the sergeant with either a carbine or a Tommy gun, and then in the late war, grease gun, which, you know.
Grease gun was probably better than a Tommy gun.
Well,
Purpose of World War II.
a lot of people like the grease gun for a couple of reasons, and the main one was weight.
Yeah, that's one thing I was thinking of. Just the Tommy gun is a heavy gun.
It is a heavy freaking weapon. But the other thing is to make a Tommy gun was actually very expensive.
Oh yeah, they were expensive
But the
at the time
grease
too.
gun in World War II dollars was like $15 to build.
Yeah, they were cheap. It's kind of like the what was it?
The
Sten.
Sten gun that the
Yeah,
British were using, that thing was like
cheap.
costing like $5 to build. You know,
Yeah, it was very cheap. It was just like
it was literally just a tube with a barrel and an open bolt, and just, you know, gravity fed magazine. Freaking go for it. You know, whatever.
No, the Sten wasn't gravity fed. The Owen
I
was.
know the Sten was not gravity fed. It just had the magazine that went in the side.
Yep.
And the Bren wasn't gravity fed, even though the magazine was on the top.
Gravity did help with it, but it's like it was still spring fed.
Yeah, at a spring. And a lot of people say the Bren was like the best light machine gun in World War II. Now, I don't know.
There's a few contenders for that.
But yeah, but none of them are Japanese.
No.
Anyway, speaking
Japanese were really weird on the light machine guns.
Well, the fact that they put a bayonet on a machine gun, it's like.
Really, I was thinking of the hopper with the stripper clips. That was a terrible design, but an interesting one.
Yeah, but you know what's crazy is we had one like that.
What?
A light machine gun that you fed stripper clips through. In like World War I or some shit like that, we had done that.
Yeah.
The Japanese were just a war behind. That was their problem.
Yeah.
It's like everything they were doing is like what you would do if you were fighting World War I. But the problem was they were fighting World War II.
Yeah, although part of that World War I mentality actually did help them later in the war, but didn't help them enough.
No, I mean, there was no way the Japanese were going to beat America once our industry started cranking. I mean,
one of their best machine guns was literally like, I think, basically a Maxim machine gun.
You know what's crazy is the Maxim machine gun was also one of the favorite machine guns of the Red Army. They used that thing.
Yeah.
Like, not only did they use it, like, they used it in huge numbers. Like, they'd have a whole company of guys equipped with Maxims. And like, literally, you know, we're talking like 20, 30 Maxim machine guns all together. Just freaking mowing down everything, you know?
Yeah.
They drag them behind. They put them on these little wheeled carts and drag them behind on these wheeled carts and just freaking, you know, set it up and go. The Cossacks that fought for the Red Army, they would mount them on wagons that they pulled into battle behind horses. You know,
Yep.
it was
It's a
like
weird
the
thing.
Russians loved the Maxim machine gun. They used the hell out of
It's not
that.
a terrible machine gun, just a little bit outdated.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, then again, they were also using that other World War One machine gun, the DP whatever, whatever. The one that had like the weird drum magazine, but it was on top.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, they were just
Wait,
using whatever they could get.
was that the Dishka, or is the Dishka a different machine gun?
I know it just looks like a rifle basically, but has a disc on top,
Again, I'm
and the disc is the magazine. And you pop that disc out and open it up and put the rounds in.
I wish I knew how to spell it, because I think it was
Yeah,
like
it's the DP something is
no,
what
that's
it is. It's just so yeah. The Russians were using Mosin Nagants that had been made in the 1800s,
okay. I was thinking
Maxim
of a
machine
different one, and
guns
it
from
was wrong.
frickin' World War One, the DP sevens or whatever they were from like you know
Yeah,
World War One. The only modern weapons they really had were their submachine guns,
yeah.
the PPSHs
Papushka,
and such.
a Papushka,
Uh, yeah, otherwise they were just not, you know.
which was also really oddly designed.
Yeah,
One
I've heard
thing is,
that you had to hold on to the magazine or it'd fall out.
possibly one thing I know is that they had to actually hold the gun at an angle so the the shells would eject sideways instead of into their shirts.
Yeah, yeah. Every now and then you see like pictures of people with a PPSH and it's got the drum on it, and the guy's actually holding the drum and firing it. And the reason for that is they're trying to keep the drum from falling off the bottom of the thing. They're holding the drum into the machine gun. So it's like,
Yeah, Russians weren't great at making things.
well, the thing was, they actually were really great at making certain things. But when the war kicked off, right, they were plotting to invade Germany. But Germany got info, case blue and all that, about what was getting ready to happen. So the Germans invaded the Russians way before the Russians were ready for it.
Yeah,
And then, like, and it was also to make everything extra wonderful. It was very shortly after Stalin had had one of his purges. So he pretty much got rid of everyone in his army that even knew what in the hell they were doing, just because they might have been a threat to his power, right?
yep.
So all of the generals and officers that kind of understood how war was fought, he wiped out. And then he put all of his men on the border in Poland, and these men had horrible leadership and horrible everything. And he thought that once he got his ship together, he was going to invade Germany. Except what ended up happening, as you well know, is the Germans come across the border like on 100+ mile line and ended up taking, hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of Russian soldiers prisoner. At which point, Stalin seriously was considering offing himself, taking himself off the Russian census. A lot of people don't know that unless you really get into the history. But yeah, Stalin, when he heard that the Germans were like, 18 kilometers outside of Moscow and stuff, he was literally sitting there with his firearm on his desk. He was going to off himself. But then, some things changed and it
Meaning
worked
that
out for him.
the an entire German army, basically on the border, kind of vanished.
Well, I mean, winter hit and the whole where they were trying to hold them actually worked. At Leningrad, the Russians held, even though I mean, Stalingrad is the most horrible battle, but Leningrad was damn close. It was
Oh yeah.
absolutely just the worst, you know. And
I think it was like Army Group South basically did not exist after that.
yeah. Well, Army Group South went into the Caucasus and they conquered Crimea and they were doing their thing. But then what happened is they got called to support Army Group Center in Stalingrad. Bad move. See, if the commanders, and it's easy in hindsight for us to talk about it, but had the German commanders known to just ignore Stalingrad, because they could have just drove around it. You know what I mean?
They could
They,
have, but they didn't.
they had no business going in there, but they really wanted to because the city was named after Stalin.
It would have been a big hit for Stalin.
Right. It would have been a huge propaganda hit to be like, ha, we conquered Stalingrad, right? But it ended up just costing them 1 million lives and whatever, you know. My brother. Let's see if I can find a thing to invite him on. Oh, I hit the wrong button and sent him into the back room. You're grounded, brother. Look at him with this Christmas hat on.
My brother.
Yes.
Hello, brother.
It's not December yet.
It's November. It's close enough.
Yeah, but it's not January, which is when, like, you know, actually
You celebrate Christmas.
celebrate Christmas. January.
That'd be very interesting for me.
January 8th. Sometimes.
No, hey, like, I'd have my Christmas and birthday on the same month.
Oh, you're a January baby?
Yep.
Probably why we get along so well. So is my wife.
So am I.
And so is my brother.
All my family was born in the summer or spring, and I'm like all by myself.
Well, I'm an April baby.
The Bean is a January baby, too.
Yeah. That's my niece. We call her the Bean. Because she's named after our sister that deceased that we also called the Bean. So anyway.
Well, I still have like probably a month or two of my little nephew saying Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Yeah. Well, I mean, we had 0 people come by our house, so that was sad. And I mean, it's sad because we did get candy to give to little kids, but my wife nor I actually celebrate that holiday. You know?
Yeah, the
But,
little neighbor
but we
kid.
still get candy because, I mean, I'm not trying to be a dick to some little kid, right?
Yeah, the neighbor kid. He was all excited because his mom made him Steve from Minecraft.
Oh, really?
Out of boxes.
Nice.
And he had a little pick. So I bought him one of those big bags of Sour Patch Kids.
Nice.
I asked his dad first. I was like, yo, Klaus, can I get Jonas some Sour Patch Kids? He's like, yeah. I was like, I'm getting me a big bag. He's like, cool. So, you know, he was really excited to show me his costume and then to get, you know, a share size bag of candy.
His dad's name is Klaus.
Yeah, he's from Germany.
Yeah, I would say with a name like Klaus. I mean,
Klaus.
He was actually born in Melbourne, Florida.
oh,
But his dad's from Germany and they moved back to Germany when he was like 5.
See, now I got to test you a little bit.
But
Who else was born in Melbourne?
Jim Morrison,
That's true.
who won the first Tour de France,
Jim Morrison.
not 7th Panzer Division.
What's up, Big Vic?
I told
was,
Klaus's dad. I told Klaus's dad that joke, and of course, Klaus had to translate it to German. And his dad almost fell off of his chair.
who won the first Tour de France, the 7th Panzer Division. But, I mean, I'm sure right now people are like canceling you. Hungar, the dwarven reprobate. Yeah.
And you know what? Say what you will about this hat. There's a reason why Santa wears it, because it's warm.
There's a reason why Odin wears it, because Santa does not wear that.
You know what?
Coca-Cola invented that.
Well, it's warm.
Yeah, Coca-Cola said, let's take Odin and make him into Santa Claus. And then they did, like in the 50s. Father Christmas doesn't wear a hat, and he wears a green coat. Betty Buzz. Okay.
Ginger beer.
Oh, nice.
Ginger beer. I got myself
Yeah.
some whiskey.
Well, you know what is a great drink, Leth?
What's that?
Whiskey and ginger beer.
Not fair.
And another really great drink is where you take the ginger beer and you mix it with ice cold vodka in a copper glass or cup, a copper cup.
Moscow
That's
Mule.
been in the freezer for a long time so that the copper is really cold. And then you drink it. And it's called a Moscow Mule.
I drink virgin ginger ale and whiskey and virgin Moscow Mules.
See, Vic says the reason you're wearing that is to warm up your frozen brain.
I
Oh,
don't know
I've
what
seen him. I just
think I-
ignore.
I'm sorry, go on.
I just ignore the freaking retro break.
I
Hello,
think I did
buddy.
actually mix like something with one of the alcohols I usually get, and somehow got myself what tasted like cream soda.
Yeah, you can do that.
But I think it might have been probably the rum and something else.
Was it Captain Morgan?
No, it was Blackheart spiced rum.
Yeah, spiced rum, same difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Mountain Dew and Captain Morgan or spiced rum tastes very similar to ginger or to cream soda.
Yeah.
It might have been that. Yeah,
I
that
know
probably
that
was
if you
it.
50-50 mix root beer and Coca-Cola, it tastes like Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that too.
But all that aside, what was I going to say?
But James,
Man,
did you
yeah.
hear about the news about the
Oh, I
star?
was going to make fun of Vic. So, Vic, what about that new Minnesota state flag, huh? That's pretty nice, right?
Did they have a new state flag?
They do. And you know what it looks exactly like almost?
What?
The Somalians' flag. Yeah. The Minnesota state flag is pretty much based on the flag of Somalia.
Somalia, huh?
You know, that little piece of shit country in Africa that everyone hates,
Yeah, the pirate
especially
nation,
me.
the little pirate nation.
Yeah, I've hated them since Black Hawk Down. And it's like, after Black Hawk Down, instead of like irradiating the whole place and destroying them all completely, which is what I would have done, we decided to just import hundreds of thousands of them into Minnesota.
Thanks to Clinton.
Yeah. See me, I would have been like, oh, you shot a helicopter down and killed a soldier and drug him through the streets of town? Yeah, now you got to go. You know, that's the rule. That's the rule. You got to go now. Sorry.
Yeah,
You
if it
don't
was,
do that. You
if it's
don't
up
do
to
that
me,
with our boys.
Somalia's pronouns would be was and were.
See,
Exactly.
Minnesota, Minneapolis, it's strange. It's looking more and more like Little Haiti instead of Somalia nowadays.
Yeah, and the Somalians are pissed off about it.
You know what? It should look like a bunch of Vikings.
It used to.
Yeah,
Do you remember the show Coach?
Yeah, it's Minnesota.
Yeah, that's what Minnesota used to look like.
Also, there was a funny joke about that in like Pokemon the first movie. They're like, I didn't know there were Vikings anymore. Yeah, but they all live in Minnesota.
Yeah. You had the goofy blonde dude that was like the coach's assistant and
Mm,
coach, and they were just doing whatever the hell they do in Minnesota, and now they've got Ilhan Omar, and their state flag looks like the Somali national flag. It's like, yeah, good times, guys, good times. Way to win, way to win. And the governor of Minnesota was giving a speech the other day, and he was speaking Somali, and it's like, and he's a white dude. So it's like, what the F are you doing here, homie? I mean, I don't know, man. I feel bad because I have a couple of nieces that live in Minneapolis, and I'm always just like, when the hell would they want to live in Minneapolis,
I do not know.
Me neither. Well, their dad lives there, so that's where they want to live.
I don't know why anybody want to live in a big city.
Yeah, yeah. Which is the reason when I made that post about how much I hated Gainesville. Gainesville is like maybe a third or a quarter of the size of Orlando, but it feels like it's like 10 times bigger.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. It's really weird. William Sova, what is up, my brother? You can't see what I'm doing, but I will show you because, I'm doing the same thing I'm always doing. Except this time I'm building Contemptor robots. Half of them I'm giving chain guns because, come on,
Chain gun.
you got to have chain guns. And the other half I'm giving twin linked las cannons because, hey, nothing says, hey, how you doing? Like a twin linked las cannon. Woo-hoo! Hey, nice tank you got there. It'd be ashamed if something happened to it. You know what I mean, I got the Night Army fixed, Hungar, which I actually figured that would be an army you'd like to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's done. I just need to throw the paint on it. And I'm thinking I'm going to paint it green. Like a metallic green with gold highlights and trim and stuff,
Green for the money and gold for the honeys.
That's what I'm thinking. Because I spend so much time painting blue, yellow, and red. And I was like, I might paint these knights. Because it's supposed to represent a whole household of knights,
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe I'll do a green and some other color for their heraldry. But yeah, they are all complete and done, and I've got a Wolfhound Knight waiting to go.
Nice.
I had the Wolfhound Knight, and it had like the Volkite weapon and the missile pod. And I decided, screw that missile pod. I'm just going to throw 2 Volkite, whatever these are. And you remember the Volkites are the ones where you shoot a unit, and if the unit takes casualties, then units near it also have to make saves.
Yeah.
Because it pretty much causes the unit to explode. So it's like, blam, you shoot a Space Marine, the Space Marine explodes into a bunch of little pieces, and then the bits of the Space Marine exploding into little pieces might actually kill Space Marines that are near it. And I don't know. That's so anyway, I was watching a TV thing or a YouTube video, which had Bear all up in arms for a little bit, where the Emperor of Mankind shows up in the Marvel universe. And then there's another one where he shows up in the DC universe.
Nice.
Yeah. The DC universe is extra good because Superman takes a run at him and like the Emperor of Mankind grabs him by his throat and like choke slams him through a building, tells him to calm down.
Nice.
And of course, Bear's like, man, the Emperor. And I'm like, Bear, you have to understand, the Emperor of Mankind is a deity. He's not a superhero from Krypton. He's not a really smart billionaire with a bunch of gadgets. He's not like a Martian or some idiot with a time stone in his forehead or whatever the fuck. He is literally a deity, quite possibly the incarnation of, God himself. And I'm sorry, but the superheroes are never going to beat this guy. Just, don't even try. It's just not happening.
Glory to the Space King.
Yeah, glory to Space King. Right? You grab all the young boys and then you chuck all the girls like in a volcano. I like the one where Hate Monger's talking about how important it is to guard our hobbies from girls. And every time he says girls, he like almost throws up. Like girls. Ugh. And then he's like, and then you see the female space marine walk up and he just shoots her right in the face. And she comes crawling back towards him. And he like props her up with a foot and puts the barrel of the gun right in the mouth of the helmet. And he's like, "You are not canon." Blam! Blows her up. And it's like, it is true though. Female space marines are not canon. Sorry.
They're not canon.
So, there is that. But other than that, I mean, Space King is awesome. And I've got something, Tim, you will love this if I ever decide to get a 3D printer up and running again. I have STLs for all the characters from Space King. And the STLs for modular Space King Marines. So that you can put them together with either swords or bolt guns or whatever. And I was thinking that'd be hilarious to paint them all up like red, but with the metal Space King, hat,
Yeah.
Let
me ask, is there an STL for the Soul Cannon?
I don't know, but there is an STL for like Hate Monger with and without the hate mace. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there.
I just kind of like the Soul Cannon because that one Imaginator made the Soul Cannon, which shoots ghosts at the Time Wizard. And when he shot the ghost at the Time Wizard, it turned them into humans and hit the walls of the tower.
Oh, you know what other STLs I picked up recently? Oh,
What's
wait.
that?
I picked up an STL of the Barbarian.
The Chaotic Good Barbarian?
Yes.
But when you get an STL, shouldn't you see your doctor immediately to make sure that it's not going to lead to brain damage or other such things that could be very negative for your well-being, sir?
Not that kind of STL.
It's that kind of STL. You guys are all fucking infected with polymers. You can't stop talking about them.
So, yeah.
Yeah, but you don't have a 3D printer, do you?
Me?
Yeah.
I've got like
Shadow
5.
doesn't have one. That's right. You do. Yeah, Shadow's.
Yeah, I got like 5.
Okay, no one likes a braggart. Jesus Christ.
Well, I got everybody's bragging. It's Hungar. He keeps.
Well, my mom said I'm pretty, so there.
No, I'm blaming Hungar. He keeps buying them for me.
Why do you keep buying them 3D printers, Hungar?
So I can get stuff that I like.
That's fair.
Plus, also, the 3D printing thing, especially the resin part, but even the FDM part, the technology is advancing so fast.
I know.
It's like computers. By the time you open the box and set it up, it's outdated.
I'm waiting. The thing I'm waiting for. So, like, you can currently, if you use Hero Forge, you can make your mini, color it on their software, and then they'll ship it to you colored, right?
Yeah.
Already done. When you have a 3D home printer where I can do that, like it has ink pools in it that can paint it for me and stuff too, then I'll be interested.
Yeah, that would be awesome. But you know what else you can do on Hero Forge?
Hero Forge is gay.
Shut up.
Gay. Shut up.
Is you can make the miniature you want on Hero Forge instead of paying them money for them to send you the miniature.
You can buy the STL off of them. Yeah. Yeah, I know.
And then you can
can't-
just crank out whatever you want, and that, in my opinion, is a brilliant move on their part, because I mean, at least they're making a sell.
Yep. No, if I had the money, and I don't, but if I had the money right now, I would find the people to design this kind of software to do superhero characters. Because there are
you can do some pretty good
not on
superhero
Hero Forge.
characters.
You really can't. I've played with it. It doesn't do costume.
Oh,
Well,
you
you need
tried?
something. You need something like the City of Heroes character creator. You need something of that
would be
level,
good.
right? And then you go and you make your superhero and then print them up. Oh my Christ, would that be awesome?
See, I know already what Hungar's character would be.
A trash panda.
He'd be like the skinniest character you can be, and he'd only be wearing whitey tighty underwear. Because that was his City of Heroes character.
Well aware.
Captain Underpants, and he was a brawler.
Isn't
So,
that
like,
from
all of his powers were in me, like fist fighting.
Isn't that from somewhere, Captain Underpants?
There is a Captain Underpants that was a cartoon way back in the day. But
Yeah, I thought
Hungar made a Captain. He also made a Mighty Mouse.
So
And he
Hungar
was
is
wearing-
literally the reason we were constantly having to deal with Marvel and DC threatening to sue because people like Hungar kept trying to make copywritten characters. Isn't that nice? That's nice.
Well, Mighty Mouse is just a band.
Mighty Mouse is a fucking character who is a cartoon
No,
character.
I'm wrong. Hungar, it was Modest Mouse, right? Okay, Hungar's left the room. It was Modest Mouse.
Okay.
And my character's name was Samael.
Samael is public domain for sure.
Yeah, that's the Venom of God. And my
So-
character's whole thing is I had flight and I could throw fire.
Do you have wings?
No, I don't think I did.
I remember the day wings got added to the character creator. It was like just the skies of Hero City were insanely full of winged people. It was insane.
But I was basically playing the angel that killed all the firstborn of Egypt.
That's lovely. That's very heroic. I feel the hero in that character. Like the,
Hey, God told him to, so I mean, you do. What
yeah,
you
no,
gotta
because that's what heroes do. They just follow orders. You know, those Nazis, they were heroes, really, at the end of the day.
do. I'm glad we finally have something to agree on.
Shut up, you fuck.
I
Shut the fuck up.
would say the ones that were holding out that peninsula against the Red Army, outnumbered
Enough.
10-1, were pretty heroic.
Enough.
I mean, or at least brave. If not heroic, brave. But you know what? As a soldier, I respect bravery even amongst enemy soldiers that I would happily go to war against.
That's
You
fair.
know what I mean? I still respect it. It's like, yeah, okay. Game respects game. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Yeah.
I hear all of this. I'm not denying it. I'm just
Like I love some of the shit the Vietnamese did, even though they were actively trying to kill my paterfamilias. But I mean, those were brave little bastards, man, and you can't take away from that.
Hi, Hungar.
I love me some Vietnamese women too. Love you long time.
Long time. Tubuku.
Yeah,
Tubuku.
Except you better watch out because you could be related to some of them.
That there's 100% Alabama black snake.
You could be, you could think you're just getting some hot Vietnamese tail, and it could be your half sister.
Well, I'm just trying to be like my dad. Balls deep in the Vietnamese bush.
There you go.
Yeah, but he wasn't related to it. You could be.
You know, Hungar
None
and
of
I
it could
met.
be, but
Hungar,
are.
Hungar and I met in the Nam. You know that, right? We met in the Nam. Hungar and I. He got me out. I was pinned down outside Poontang, and he got me safe. It was very great.
Yeah, I remember. And then you got mad and you called him the N-word. And then he slapped you and you tried to punch him and he just pulled you in for a hug and was like,
Wow, you have some fever dreams happening over there, don't you, brother?
he is like, for 400 years, they've used that word to hold us down.
Why must everything be a reference to that shitty movie? Oh,
Because Robert Downey Jr. is like one of the highest paid black actors in Hollywood.
It's funny too when they interview the Wayans guy and they're like, "Who would you have had play that role?" He's like, "Robert Downey Jr." Obviously, but the best character in the movie really was Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise was amazing. In
Tom
that
Cruise.
movie.
Freaking Les Goldman or whatever.
And
Yeah.
like your
It
own
was
face.
Grossman.
Les
Les Grossman.
Grossman. Yeah.
Yeah,
Did
Les
you see when
Grossman.
they had the I think it was the
It's
MTV
like-
Movie Awards or something that year where they had Les Grossman
Don't you just
on?
step back?
Yeah.
It was fucking hilarious, man.
I don't know
I-
what kind
you know
of
what the best
Pacific
part of his
bullshit you're
part,
trying
though,
to
is?
play here.
The best
What?
part of his part is after he gets done freaking out on the phone, and then it just pans to the Asian guy. He's just got this look on his face, like what the fuck? I will rain down hell upon you.
You have to get a binding resolution from the United
You have
States.
to get a binding resolution to keep me from fucking you up.
That
all
phone
that
call
shit
was
is-
just hilarious.
And
No,
all
that is the best
Asians
part
are
of the
just
movie.
sitting there listening to
Yeah.
that, and they're just like, "Whoa."
No, that is the best part of the movie, hands down. Because I found the movie overall kind of dumb. You know?
Yes,
Like
it was
my
great.
favorite character was the guy from Eastbound and Down,
Oh,
He was the-
yeah,
he was
fucking
the
that
pyro
dude.
guy, and then they kill him off way too early. I'm like, come on,
Oh,
man!
yeah,
I want
they
to see
did
more of
that.
that guy. You know, that guy was awesome.
He was good.
No.
That fucking. Oh man, so many.
I
good
did
parts.
also kind of like the guy who was like, I'm a dude playing a dude, pretending to be another dude.
Robert Downey Jr.
That's Robert Downey Jr. Yeah.
Yeah.
Les Grossman calls him up and is like, "Who's the key grip?" Good. See that director? Go over there and just punch him right in the fucking face. Sorry about this.
And then when everything turns out great, and they save the one dude's career, and they make all this freaking money, and him and his little like assistant are there, and they're like,
Oh, I think we lost James.
playing around, and he's like, "Really?" He's like, "No, Dad."
I have a trained monkey do your job.
What do you mean, you people? What do you mean? What do you mean, you people?
What do you
Mhm.
mean?
In the ludicrous, he's got his chain out and shit. And he is the hairiest mother you ever saw on TV.
What
When
is
he's holding the phone, it looks like a chimpanzee. It's just hair and then not on the hand.
The funny thing about that movie is Ben Stiller showed that movie to Tom Cruise and it's like, "Yo, what do you think about this movie?" And Tom Cruise is like, "Who's playing Les Grossman? I want to be Les Grossman. I want to dance and I want to wear a big fat suit."
Well, he got
To
his
be fair,
wish.
yeah, he did get his wish. To be fair, I mean, who would have guessed that he would be a good comedian actor?
He is a good comedic actor. He's
I
a
would
Tom Cruise.
Yes.
Tom Cruise is a fantastic.
He's
fucking
usually an
actor.
action actor, though. That's
No,
it.
but like you have to remember, there was these movies in the '80s where he wasn't an action actor. That's the point. He
Yep.
was just a leading man.
Oh, fair enough.
But the
Back
thing
when he
is,
had bad teeth and
yeah. Go watch what's Outsiders? Is
Business.
it Outsiders? No, not Outsiders. What's the one?
Outsider.
He
No,
was in
it's
Outsiders.
where it's like Stay Golden, Johnny.
Yeah, Stay Gold
Outsiders.
Pony Boy. What is that? Outsiders?
Yes.
Yeah,
Again,
he's
that's
great
fair.
in that. He's
Some of those
fucking
were
great in
before
that.
my time, so I didn't know.
Watch. You want to see him amazing act, like unbelievably good?
Legend?
Watch Magnolia. Magnolia.
Yeah, Magnolia.
Holy
Risky business.
fuck, is he good in Magnolia?
You got him dancing around in his underwear and
Risky
risky,
Oh,
Business.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
Legend
was
is
true.
great.
That was yeah. I forgot.
Legend
about
is
that.
But, I mean,
fantastic.
Legend for me was like it's you got Tom Cruise, you got the one little guy that's in every movie that every little guy is ever in.
Billy Barty.
Yeah, I love that guy. You know, and then you've got like what's
Tim
his name
Curry
playing
is
the
Darkness.
demon? Tim Curry. Yeah.
And it's
And
Mia
then you've
Sarah's
got-
first
what's her
movie, and
name
she's
from,
hot
like,
as
Ferris
fuck.
Bueller's Day Off or
She
whatever.
did this first. This was her first movie. Ferris Bueller's Day Off
Right,
was her
right.
second
And
film.
it's
I
just
think.
like, oh my
I think.
God, what a great movie.
It's a great movie. It's awesome. They burned down the studio. It's great.
Did they?
Yeah. Basically, because they built an actual swamp in it for the forest, and birds were nesting in it and all kinds of crazy shit. Yeah, Legend was 85. Ferris Bueller's Day Off was 86. Yeah, it's her first movie. And then one day it caught on fire, and this was the James Bond fucking studio at Pinewood. and it burned the entire roof out of it, and they had to rebuild the entire fucking set. Great movie.
Well, I'll tell you this too, that I was a huge fan of, what was her name, Molly Greenteeth or whatever her name was.
Molly Ringwald?
Ringwald?
No. That was the her character name, not her actor name. When he's
Meg Mucklebones. That's fucking Robert Picardo.
Yeah,
that's the holographic doc. Yeah, that's Robert. That's Molly That's Meg Mucklebones, and that's played by Robert Picardo, the fucking the computer doctor from Voyager.
Really?
Yeah. He's amazing. That guy is like,
he's funny.
He's a woke twat now. He was he's a chameleon of an actor. Like, he's really good. He's fucking awesome in Gremlins 2 as the asshole executive that's fucking with everybody and then winds up getting raped.
He was like one of the best characters on Voyager.
All right, calm down.
There wasn't much.
So the best part of Gremlins is when they go into the bar and you just see the slice of life of the gremlins. Like, there's that one gremlin sitting all alone in a back table in the shade, and he's got like the fedora on.
Yeah, he's smoving a cigarette.
Smoking and drinking his whiskey, he's being like freaking,
The one I like is when they're having the interview with the brain gremlin. The civilization, and he turns around and he shoots one of the other gremlins and he goes, now take that, for example. Was that civilized? No. Fun, but not civilized.
Right.
I like the gremlin that runs in with the trench coat.
Yeah. Or when they take the picture with the flash photography, and it just turns into a skeleton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you had the one gremlin in the wig that was walking around in the bar and they're like, and they're just talking back and forth. I mean, that whole movie was like way better than you would have thought on paper it would have been.
Well, what happened was they went to Joe Dante and they said, okay, we want you to make a sequel to Gremlins. And he went, no. And they said, well, we're going to make one. And he goes, no, you're not. And they said, yeah, we've got a contract obligation. So if you don't want to do it, we're going to get someone to do it. And he went, okay, wait. I'll do it on one condition. They're like, what's your condition? I do whatever the fuck I want. And they went, all right. And they let him do whatever the fuck he wanted. And Gremlins 2, I love Gremlins. Great movie. But
Gremlins 2 is better.
It's a much better movie. It's so good. And like having fucking, what's his name? Glover as basically Donald Trump in the film. Daniel Clamp, It's fucking great. It's a great movie.
And then, both of them were good. I was like a huge fan of when the Gremlins shot the old lady on her electric.
On her fucking stair chair.
Third floor. And then poor Phoebe Cates tells a story about how her dad was going to surprise her for Christmas.
No, but like that's horrible. The first one, but I love it in the second one when she goes, "Don't mention Lincoln's Day. I was just a kid on the trip, and this guy came up. He had a beard and a top hat." It goes like, "It's okay, honey." And he just walks her off the fucking scene. I love that bit.
Oh man.
And the chick, the redheaded chick that was like Marla, the one that was like winds up with Daniel Clamp at the end, she's the fucking goddess in, I think it's Pretty in Pink or 16 Candles, the one they're watching in the shower. And they're like, there's no way she's the senior. She has to be at least like 20. And like they're going on about her while she's having a shower. That actress is the same one who plays the uptight sort of Jewess in the Gremlins 2. Amazing. Nice. That movie's so good. Like, it's just such a good movie.
Yeah, it had a lot of. Who was the lead actor? Was that C. Thomas Howell? Or
no. It's the guy. It was the same guy from Gremlins. What the fuck is his name? He didn't have much of a career, sadly.
Zach Galligan.
Zach Galligan. Yeah, he didn't have a great career.
He was in some other things, but
Gremlins 2, Waxwork 2, something called Bad Candy, all tied up. He didn't have a huge career, sadly. The poor guy. He's a good actor, though.
Yeah. I mean, he's no Phoebe Cates, but
Well,
who
not
is?
Not to my penis.
Yeah, but who is?
There's that. There will always and forever be that scene from Fast Times at Ridgemount High.
Yeah,
that scene changed a lot of guys our age's lives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. The whole movie
that was
stereo by the Cars.
there was this moment in Fast Times, that basically made Gen X's testicles drop. 82. So I was 12.
Dun, dun, dun.
Doesn't anybody fucking knock?
Dun, dun. Bow. Like to say, I'm moving in stereo.
She hasn't aged well though. Her face got really fat.
No, she hasn't. But she's
No.
our age, so
Yeah, but she's also married to what's his name? What's her husband's name? Fuck, Kevin Kline.
Yeah.
He took her off the market fast.
Well, I mean, the one that always surprises me is who Edie Brickell married.
Who did Edie Brickell marry? Herself?
Paul Simon?
No, Edie. What is it, Paul Simon? I thought she married the doctor from Jaws.
Edie Brickell, spouse Paul Simon.
Oh well, okay. There you go.
You're thinking of what the fuck's his name? It's Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Richard Dreyfuss. That's not no.
Richard Dreyfuss. No, I think the woman from Seinfeld married him, right?
Richard Dreyfuss is married to. He was married to someone called Svetlana Erokin in 2006. Before that, Janelle Lacey, and before that, Jeremy Rain. So yeah, you're just thinking because her name's Julie Louise Dreyfus that they're related. They're not.
Oh well, yeah, that makes sense. Dreyfus is not an uncommon name. I mean,
for the people of the tribe, no, it is not.
Yeah, it's like Goldberg. I mean, you run into a person named Goldberg, you don't assume every Goldberg or Goldman or Silverman or whatever is related.
Or Spider-Man, that asshole Spider-Man, he's the worst. J. Jonah Jameson's got the truth on Spider-Man. Spider-Man's a bad egg. I'm telling you, I don't trust this Spider-Man fella.
Spider-Man, I love that.
I'm sorry. I think I'll have to go.
Oh, well, at least you didn't shout it into my eardrums this time. Thank you. I really appreciate that, Leth.
You're sorry.
See
okay, bye.
What's crazy is the chick who from the Lost Boys married.
What's her name? Her career tanked out real quick.
It didn't tank out. She just became a billionaire. So she's like, the hell.
She became a billionaire? Jamie Gertz became a billionaire?
Yes.
She married Tony Ressler in 1989. He's a billionaire, this guy? American businessman, co-founded private equity firm Apollo Global Management in 1990. Ressler is the owner of the Atlanta Hawks. Jesus Christ.
She's personally worth $8 billion herself. Her career
he's worth 12. Holy fuck.
Yeah, her career.
She's like, nah, I don't think I'm acting anymore. I think I'm good.
Let's see. Show my tits or never act again or have to worry about money. Ding.
Ding.
And to her credit, she didn't divorce him. So, she must actually love him.
Her best movie, though, was Crossroads.
Crossroads is good. Crossroads is
a good kind of movie that like a lot of people never even heard of, but it's actually pretty awesome.
She's good in Less Than Zero. Less Than Zero is a damn good movie.
It is. You get to see Robert Downey Jr. as like a total cokehead.
Yeah.
So he was just being himself at the time.
Yes.
I mean,
I like
it's an easy role for him because
I liked her on the first time I ever encountered her was on the same place I encountered Sarah Jessica Parker was on the TV show Square Pegs. It was like one season of that weird new wave high school show. It was like I remember watching and going, this is great. Oh, she was in Quicksilver with Kevin Bacon, the bike courier movie.
Yep.
I liked that movie. I watched it a couple years back. I thought it was like I hadn't seen it since I saw it in the theater. I was like, oh my God. I miss going to see movies in the theater. And not event films. Not event films. Comedies, dramas, slice of life, action films, sci-fi, whatever. I used to go see like 3 movies a week.
I saw Brewster's Million in the theater.
Me too.
In
Alaska. There was a time.
No, not in Alaska.
Americans went and saw movies. I don't know what happened.
Event films happened, and also too many fucking kids in the theater. And that ruined everything. The prices got too expensive. I used to go, so I had where I went to college in Montreal, Dawson, was right next to this shopping mall. It's like downtown. Like the Mother House was this old nunnery that they bought and turned into this big campus. And right next to it, at the metro station we would take to get to school, was a mall, Alexis Neon Plaza, and they had a cinema in the basement that had 4 cinemas. Right, so I would put my class schedule. So I'd have finished my first morning classes would end by 11:30, and my afternoon classes wouldn't start till 2:30, 3 o'clock. So I'd always have this big window in the middle. So it was $2 to go see a movie. So every day I had classes, unless it was a day I had Friday. I made sure I never had classes on Fridays because I worked in bars and I just wanted to be able to fucking have a nice weekend. So the 4 days a week that I was at school, I'd go see a movie. So whatever 4 movies were playing that week, I'd see all 4 of them. Because it was $2.
Yeah, and like James, when he was in the Army, he went and saw The Doors in the theater like 22 times.
Well, because our Army post at Fort Stewart had an on-post movie theater, and it was like dirt cheap because it was an on-post movie theater that only soldiers.
So it was like 25 cents or whatever, right?
Yeah, it's like $2 or something for whatever, and cheaper even for the matinee.
Yeah.
All you had to do is show your military ID and roll right in there and get some popcorn and chill out.
When they had that little theater when we lived in Ghetto, and they had that little theater downtown, and we went and it was $3, and they were having Galaxy Quest. We saw Galaxy Quest like 4 times in the theater.
Nice.
It was like
that's the thing. You used to go see movies multiple times because it was cheap. So you'd see a movie 2-3 times if you liked it.
Yeah, because you could, fun.
Yeah.
See, for me too, I had a friend who I've told you about, Dan. He was the manager of the AMC Theater.
Yes.
And he let me in free. So I watched Fifth Element like 15 times. Because literally I'd be hanging out and it's like, I'm bored. What do I want to do? Call Dan up. Hey, man, you think you could get me in? Of course. Roll in, walk right by the place where you buy your ticket. Dan would just like escort me to a seat and, sit and watch Fifth Element for like the 80th time. Not really. I think about 15 total.
I only saw that 3 times in the theater.
Oh man, I've seen so many movies because me and Dan, of all the guys that hung out, were kind of the tightest. So like if there was a movie playing at the AMC Theater near me and Dan was working, I got to see it for free. And if it's free, it's for me. You know what they say about that? If it's free, it's for me. So, yeah.
Fifth Element's such a good movie.
It really is better than it deserves to be. It really is. I mean, it's such an underdog movie because it's like you wouldn't think it would be so good, but it somehow is really good.
It's Bruce Willis. How can it not be good?
Oh, dude, there's a lot of ways it could not be good just because it's Bruce Willis. Okay?
Harley
Bruce
Davidson
can only play one character ever. Bruce Willis.
Harley Davidson, the Marlboro Man. I worked with that director, Simon Windsor. Great guy, Australian guy. Great guy. He did the Phantom, and he did the Man from Snowy River, all those movies in Australia. And we did an A&E miniseries called Barnum, which is about P.T. Barnum with not Jeff Bowbridges starred as P.T. Barnum in that. That's where I met George Hamilton, because we had all these scenes where we were all the rich guys who were fucking Barnum over. So I had worked casting, being the guy reading for the actors coming in, and he says to me, somebody goes, look, I want you to be one of the guys in the group. I got a couple of lines for you. It'll be great. I said, sure, no problem. And he goes, and every time we have these scenes with these guys, you're going to be there along with a couple of the other guys. And I said, why? He goes, well, you're actors. So as opposed to me having to explain to extras all the time what's happening on, you'll understand. So you'll be doing the right stuff in the background. So I was like, great. So I worked on that show for like 3 weeks or something. And I got to hang out with fucking George Hamilton for 3 weeks straight, smoking cigars every day and just him telling us old Hollywood stories. It was fucking amazing. It was such a great time. I was like 28 at the time. It was a great fucking time to be doing this. And Simon was a great guy. We talked about a lot of stuff. And he was telling me about the first day on the Phantom when, what's her name? Mrs. Michael Douglas.
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Catherine Zeta, who no one knew. He brought her out of basically the BBC to Hollywood for this movie. And she goes, the first day is her riding in on the horse. And he said, every fucking guy on set stopped what they were doing and just stared at her as she rode by, because that's how fucking beautiful she is. And I'm like, yeah, thank you for bringing her to the world, please. And then Michael Douglas got his old dirty fucking Michael Douglas hands in there and fucked it up for everybody.
You know, it's crazy too, because I mean, he's got to be like way older than her.
He's the fucking Crypt Keeper. Come on.
It's like, you kind of got to ask yourself, what kind of shit does he got on her? You know,
maybe she's just
she may have murdered somebody and he knows about it, so she had to marry him or something.
Maybe she just has a thing for old men. You never know, right? Like some women are like that.
She is Welsh.
Yeah.
So
she did all her nude scenes mostly in French movies.
He's 81 years old.
Yeah.
And how old is she?
She is, let me see, 56.
Yeah, there you go.
So any minute now, she's going to be getting some of that Michael Douglas money. He's going to go on to a better place, and she's just going to be like, "Yeah, I got the Michael Douglas money. That's all."
She's going to inherit Kirk Douglas's house.
Yeah, right. All right. One of her best roles, honestly, is a role where she actually plays a horrible person, dodging the sunlight. And it's John Cusack owns a record store.
Oh, that's High Fidelity. She's great in that.
Yeah, but she's so good at playing a horrible human being.
Just an absolute bitch.
Yeah.
An absolute superficial, trustafarian, nepo baby bitch. Like,
and he's just watching her and he's like realizing, you know,
she wasn't what I thought she was.
She says horrible stuff. She never actually listens to anybody. She just, you know,
good
all
movie.
of her friends are just the fakest people you ever met.
Yeah. It's one of the few films other than like School of Rock that I like Jack Black in.
Yeah. Because he's in it enough, but not too much.
Yeah. He's at the exact level Jack Black should be in a movie.
Yeah.
Right? Jack Black should never be the lead of a movie. Jack Black should never be like ever. But for some reason, kids love him.
He's always got to be in the background because he's just too much. And it's like one of my favorite scenes is actually when John Cusack like attacks him and gets him on the ground and starts choking his shit out of me. And I'm kind of hoping that John won't stop. You know, just like keep going, John. I like
the scene when they have the fantasy about beating up Tim Robbins' character. And then he pulls the phone up and he just fucking goes out with the phone.
And like, the skinny dude grabs the AC.
Yeah. That's pretty good scene. That's pretty good fucking scene.
That's yeah. Wherever they were, because I have noticed one thing about John Cusack. He
Chicago
set a lot of his movies in the Midwest.
Yeah,
they're in Chicago.
Isn't he a Midwesterner?
I don't know if he is a Midwesterner, but Grosse Pointe Blank, Michigan.
John Cusack is born. He's from Evanston, Illinois.
So there you go. He's a Midwest boy.
And they were in Chicago during.
And he tends to set a lot of his movies in the Midwest.
Well,
you know what's really fucked up?
Huh.
Where he is from, Evanston, there's a lighthouse called Grosse Pointe Lighthouse.
Get out.
Nice. No, I'm looking on Google Maps right now. Grosse Pointe Lighthouse, which is not to be confused with Grosse Pointe, Michigan. But yeah, he's born at the bottom of Lake Michigan. There you go.
And then, of course, there is a small town outside of Detroit called Grosse Pointe Blank. Or Grosse Pointe.
Grosse Pointe, Michigan. Yeah, it's just outside of Detroit. Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah. So a lot of his movies tend to be set in Chicago
or Ohio.
Yeah, wherever, you know. I mean, he's just a weird kind of guy. He likes to, you know, because it's so easy for these actors to set every movie in freaking LA, you know. But this dude, he's all like, "No, we're in." You know, he's in Chicago in High Fidelity because they've got the L trains all over the damn place, you know.
Yeah.
And that's definitely Chicago.
Yeah, Grosse Pointe is right on Lake St. Clair, which is one of the lesser lakes that's not considered a great lake, sadly. I was up
From
there.
what I understand, it's like one of the wealthier parts of like the region around Detroit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
you got Grosse Pointe Park, Grosse Pointe Farms, Grosse Pointe Shores, and then you have St. Clair Shores, East Point. It's all really nice, you know?
yeah.
It's like, money.
Right. It's like we don't have to actually live in Detroit to work, you know, near Detroit, because we live in the suburbs where it's beautiful.
All right. Well, I'm gonna leave, guys.
Why?
Oh, well, I was going to leave, but
I'm
now
gonna
you're
leave
leaving,
out.
and I feel bad now.
You can both leave. I'm just sitting here building Terminators for my 30K army.
Love you, brother. Bear, always good to see you.
Always good to see you go buy Valorous, you cheap prick.
I told you I'm buying it on payday.
When's payday?
The 3rd.
Oh, so
I actually
all right.
got in touch with my attorney and asked her why I haven't gotten my pension check. And the idiot responded back and said, well, you know how the mail is. Sometimes these things take time. And I answered my attorney back and said, well, ask him why that would be since they direct deposit.
Yeah, shit,
Yeah.
no joke.
I mean, what's the mail got to do with shit? My pension is direct deposit, just like my paycheck was. So it's like, yeah, somebody's playing some games over here, and I don't care for it, if I'm honest.
Seriously,
Me neither.
That's really not cool.
But, you know, attorneys are idiots.
Yep.
Not all of them. My attorney's awesome because she only takes cases for firefighters and police officers. That's it. If you're not a firefighter or police officer, she don't take the case.
And
she will a paramedic too. Basically, she only takes first responder cases.
And she will fight.
And she will fight. She's like a 4'11", mean little Irish lady. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Sandra. And she just like, I walked in, I told her what was up. And I mean, I'm an ex. She's like, oh, you're a firefighter? You got hurt on the job? I was like, yeah. She's like, yeah, pro bono, man. Don't worry about it.
Huh.
And she made them pay her fee.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's my attorney forever. Like if I need anything at all, she says, you got my email, you got my number, call me. I will call these people up. And, you know, and she's good at the subtle threat. Like in her letter, she's like, before I end up sending a breach of good faith thing, I thought I would call you and let you know.
Nice.
And so the other attorney's like, oh, it was this and that and the other thing. I promise we're doing the right shit. And, you know, and she's like, well, it's good to hear because she'll file on them in a second. I mean, it don't cost her anything really. I mean, ink, however much money it costs her to get her assistant to write that shit up and her to send it, you know, so yeah, I love my attorney. She's good. She is absolutely great.
All right, guys. Well, you have a great day.
And Bear, you have a great day, whatever you're doing.
I got the top 50 show tonight on my radio show. So tonight's we're back. We took it off for Claricon because I was out of town, but tonight's we're back with the top 50 at 6 p.m. So
Nice.
come by, come listen,
Come by.
come subscribe. I need to get that fucking channel monetized. Jesus, I get
Okay,
like
I will.
13,000 views on a video. I made
It's
nothing off of it.
Something music, right?
At Zeg, Z-E-G Media or Z-E-G Media. Zeg Media.
Well, I understand when you guys say Zed, what you mean.
I was working when I was working for Microsoft. I was dealing with an American guy, and I'm helping with everything. We're going along. We're on the phone for maybe 45 minutes or something, and then I'm spelling something back to him, and I said Z instead of Z because I'd gotten comfortable with the conversation. Because normally I would say Z, and this guy just goes, "Ha! I knew it. You're a Canadian." I'm like, what? He goes, "You said Z." I'm like, yes, I did. very good, sir. He goes, you're like a ninja. I was like, is this guy Canadian? I can't tell. He doesn't sound like a Canadian. But then you said Zed and I had you. And I'm like, okay, man. Glad to meet
Okay,
you.
the weirdest thing I have about that is the Zed don't bother me. I actually get it. Zed makes sense, whatever. But the way the British and some Canadians say H,
I fucking hate that.
when they say H,
I fucking hate that.
and it's like, okay, H. I mean, I'm not going to make fun of them because I'm the last person to make fun of anybody how they pronounce anything. But that one just doesn't make sense to me. Zed does, though. Zed makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I mean, we say Z, you say Zed. I mean, really, who's right there? Probably you guys, honestly.
Nah, I like Z because I used to be my friend favorite good Zed. It's Zed. I'm like, wait, why is it Zed? It's B C D E G, right? V. Why is this suddenly Zed? It's not Ed, Bed, Ted, so why are we doing it for this one?
Well, military talk, it's Zulu.
Zulu, yeah.
But anyway, have fun. I will try to drop by. I will definitely subscribe.
Appreciate
I know
it.
I'm horrible about stuff, but you also know that I do eventually get to it.
And I will appreciate the hell out of you for doing it.
I mean, it might take me a while. I might tell you I'm doing something, and it might take a little bit, but I do always eventually get to it.
I appreciate that. Anyway, I'm going to go. You have a great day, sir. Take care.
You too. I'm going to finish
now.
building Terminators. And anyone watching the show, you heard what's up in a little while. Bear's doing his music thing, and I'll tell you what, it's a lot of fun. And I actually really dig some of the songs he does, like this song up here. This is why sometimes it's about time for me to move the camera down here so you can not see me getting like roasted by the sunlight. So let's see. What you're looking at is a couple of Contemptor robots. Well, they're not robots, they're dreadnoughts. These are the old school dreadnoughts. 10-man squad. There should be 2 more figures here for this to be right. Of tactical Marines. And then here is 10 assault Marines, so jump packs. I'll need a lot of assault Marines by the time it's over and done with. Sova, if I didn't say hey to you, brother, hey, because being that I'm playing Blood Angels, one of their things is they love drop pods and assault Marines. That's their thing. I mean, not 100% always, but a lot of the time. And for my Space Marine army, I did get these 2 Kratos heavy tanks done. They're basically just gigantic Sakaran tanks. So, And right back here, I think I got these 2 stands done. Terminators. Because, I mean... Now, some people would be like, Terminators, did they rip that off from the Terminator? No, they're actually called tactical dreadnought suits, but then they shortened it down to Terminator because they do all the most deadly shit, Like, the more dangerous the mission is, they send in the Terminators. So... And I'm having a pretty good time. My wife is making cookies because she promised the daughter of ours that she would make her some cookies. And why? Because my daughter is a spoiled brat. But, I mean, that's a good thing. When you get of an age where you can spoil your kids a little bit, that's a pretty good feeling, right? And her favorite kind of cookies are chocolate chip with extra dark chocolate chips. So, yeah. And it's also kind of a tradition. Every time she gives us a grandchild, she gets like a big batch of chocolate chip cookies. So let me see here. Let me look at something. Oh, man, that's nice. I want to look at this.
That would be good.
Well, I was just thinking that myself for a couple of reasons. One, we haven't been back there in actually a couple of years. And two, even though I'm not technically owning the land right now, I'm until otherwise stated.
That is a
I'm still at
nice
least
map he's
managing
got.
Castle,
The city
Fort
of
Norgon,
Ream.
which means showing up to take care of it at least until it gets fully passed off.
Apparently, when Romulus and Remus got into a war, Reem must have won
You guys.
because
I'm willing to do whatever everybody
they
wants to
named
do.
the city after Reem.
Well,
instead of
here's also another
Romulus.
thing for going back. We just leveled up, which means we also have training.
I don't know how well you can hear that. I don't want to turn up too loud because
Okay.
I don't have headsets on, and if I turn
Yeah,
it
we
up
haven't had a
too
proper
loud,
montage yet.
we'll get an echo. But
I still wouldn't mind maybe visiting the dragon at some point, but there's a couple things we can do in between then and
so
now.
who do we
and
got?
honestly,
Looks like we got Janet.
especially after what Chris said about blue dragons, it's like,
Blue dragons shoot lightning.
Is this you think this is the dragon that we fought before?
no, this would be only the second dragon we've run into in this game. The first one we ran into, and haven't actually sold did anything with his gore yet either. Technically,
Well,
we
what color
sold it
was
with-
the other one?
the one we already faced was green.
I got to
Okay.
admit, if Bruce made this map,
Question would
That's a
be,
nice map.
starting question would be, what was that floating head? That was undead, right? Yes.
that is a really nice map.
And if this blue dragon is keeping the source of
I'm gonna shut down
whatever
their
the
chat
undead
stream
head wandering
because-
around was,
That'll make
Uh,
it bigger.
what wants to send us off to take care of it and then come in?
Tradeway, Dagger and Rose
The one
Tavern,
giving the mission, I don't trust.
Panatoth, Duchy of Waymarch.
The big head. You don't trust him.
Fuck no, it was undead.
Yeah, I don't trust him either. That's what I'm saying. But now we have information about the blue dragon that has a diamond mine or something.
Oh
You
yeah,
just know it's a blue dragon with a diamond mine.
hmm
Okay.
That's all we know, and that's because of Sylvia. Anyways, that information.
And this isn't the first time I've thrown that plot hook out there.
Okay.
Mhm. So,
So now I
we
can
don't need
sit
him.
here
We don't need the floating head. He is
No.
and I
nothing
can, watch,
about him is important.
I can watch them play.
What are you doing?
Oh, she's wearing a Marine
The
shirt.
Your Marine Corps shirt.
I'm wearing a Marine shirt.
And he's a gray.
This is one of the ones that I got out of that bag of stuff that I've been making the
The quilt.
blankets with.
She's wearing a Marine shirt
Dad
and
was a
eating
Marine.
crayons.
So, floating undead head, more often than not, is a demi-lich.
Yep.
Is
Yeah.
that something that Runehar would have recognized it as, or
A lot of times it is a demi-lich, but it
Say again,
could
did you,
occasionally be a
something that you would have
pangolin.
recognized as that?
Not pangolin, but
What's
whatever.
what's your knowledge religion?
Freaking the Filipino flying vampire.
And what's your current ranks in it?
55?
I know some of you know who I'm talking about. It's like a vampire, but
91
it's
with a
just
roll?
the head that
Probably would
you
have.
know.
You probably would have recognized it, but and also you would have realized that, like, if that's really what it is, you were dead.
They must be pretty powerful characters. If
The
they're
question
having
still
to deal
remains:
with,
why would it want to tip
a
us
demi
off
lich? You know, demi lich is
to deal with this dragon?
pretty rough.
Technically, it didn't say deal with the dragon. It asked us specifically to sneak in and steal something of its. Something the
So
dragon
we're
had.
the dragon,
veering
come on
away
now.
from the usual demonic stuff
That's the first rule from
that we get all
Shadowrun.
wrapped up into. We're going into conflict diamond territory. And that's a whole other can of worms.
So
You can never
maybe
trust a dragon.
this dragon somehow got a hold of something that rules over the dead.
Mm.
An orb, or something.
Or
There's a
Or-
really good possibility that dragon got a hold of the Lich's Laflactory.
there
What's
you
that?
If it
go.
was a lich.
I'm sorry, what?
If it was a lich.
If it was a lich. Yeah, if it was a lich. Laflactory is you take an object, whatever object you want, really, and then you put your soul into it, and as long as that object remains intact, you can't die.
Kind of like Voldemort and the Horcruxes.
So kind of like what happened with Dorian Gray with the painting.
Kind of.
It's like in Slavic myth with the big bad sorcerer dude that has a soul and a goose egg that's like stuck in a box in a crypt,
Yeah, Kosti.
wherever the hell it is, hidden far, far away.
Yeah.
And if you were to crush that egg, you would destroy him forever.
It's actually a needle in an egg, and the egg is in a hen, and the hen is in a duck, and the duck
But
is in a hare, and the
Like
hare is in...
that's what he was, like Chris was saying, because
But that's me
Because I'll
being
admit, I've
pedantic.
kind of
about
half-assed my research and
you know,
become a lich.
there's no
And when I read what demi-liches are, it's like, oh, wow, they got a lot of power.
Yeah.
They also have no body. They're just a floating head. It's like,
Yeah.
fuck that.
Typically,
no
it's just
phylactery.
a skull with
Oh,
like
no,
gemstones.
oh, shit, I did
for
that
its
part.
eyes.
No what?
No phylactery.
The
What's
premise of a demi-lich is its mind wandered the various planes of existence,
Hmm.
and when it came back, its soul separated from its own phylactery, and it just kind of lives in its own head until it goes into such a long torpor that the undead energies just kind of dissipate and kill itself off.
See, what you do is what the chaotic good power.
But in that time
barbarian
that a
would do
demi-lich exists, it is fucking dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
is
Well,
you
I
take the
kind of was hoping it was just an illusion, considering since what I read for the description of a demi-lich is pretty distinct. I mean, they look pretty physical, and this was pretty ghostly.
Mhm.
But if I thought this was an actual demi-lich, you would have seen me basically going, "Sir, yes, sir, no, sir, no, sir, right away, sir."
You take the lich and you cut its arms and legs
So
off,
phylactery, Janet, is
and then you
is
stick
basically
a
the
pointed stick
repository
way up inside of it.
for a lich's or wizard soul.
I hope you're enjoying the weekend,
If they're
my bro.
undead
I don't know what
and
the weather
long-lived,
is like in the
They
UK
put their
right
soul
now,
in
but I
this,
hope it's
this
beautiful.
little device, and they hide it away.
We're in beautiful, sunny
can
Florida.
hack at the
It
body
is,
or whatever
I
physical
hate to
form
say,
they happen to
too
inhabit,
sunny.
destroy it, and eventually
Yeah.
they will come back.
And what am I
because the
doing
soul
for my
hasn't been
weekend?
destroyed.
As you
It's
can
been
see
hidden
on the
away
camera,
somewhere.
I am building
But if you
space
were to
rings
find it, you'd have
Real
control over the weapon
because my
to some extent.
mechanical
Overwatch
armies are
interrupt real
done.
quick.
Armies, because I got dark mechanicum and normal mechanicum. My Imperial
Hmm.
Guard is done.
Okay.
My knights are done, and by done I mean constructed.
That's
They
it right there in a
repainted.
nutshell.
So if he's just
the last
inside of
army I've
something,
got
whatever
to
it is
build
that
is
the
actually
dragon has, and we destroy it,
My beloved
he can't get back
Space
to his
Marine.
body. Even if he doesn't have a body, what would he do? Take someone else's body?
He could
No, that's not how it works.
magic jar.
If you
take
are a
your-
lich with a
your body, yeah.
Laflactory, your phylactery gets destroyed, you instantly die.
Yeah.
You don't get to know to possess somebody. And if you,
I know,
and I didn't.
talking
Hold on, let me
If we
finish.
take it back to him and he puts it in a tomb or
I need
whatever,
to
or
go
he
to
wants
their
it in a tomb,
channel and say
he
something.
still
to
doesn't have a
that,
body. He's just a floating head. So
Well-
he likes living as just a head.
just
Well, then-
because
This part I do know. A demi-lich does not get the option of having a body after they
okay,
have
here's
lost theirs.
the chat.
They're that way permanently.
No, I don't need that. That's lame.
they have lost their connection to even that.
There's
So
the
the only way to kill them at that point is drain them of all the energy they have left.
Okay.
Yeah, usually in basic D&D, you got the Lich's body you got to destroy, and then you got to destroy the phylactery. The phylactery, it could be anything. It could be like a book, a ring, a crown, a music box, whatever. You
Shoehorn.
destroy both of those, you kill the Lich.
Well,
Because it
it
no
sounds to
longer
me
has
like
a place for its soul, and it doesn't have a place to inhabit physical form. And so it,
that's something we
it
can worry
either
about
gets
later
destroyed
on.
or
Then.
tossed into the ether.
Yeah.
Regardless, my whole point is we need more information, especially if there's a undead interest in this, in sending us to this mine. It's like,
So
why does it wanna
basically,
send
I
us
just
to the
posted that they should
And then there's
put a
the point
sharpened
that Chris.
stick way up
And then there's the point
inside
that
of the
Chris made
lich
earlier when he said, "Well,
and wear it like a
basically,
trophy.
blue dragons are your more clever type dragons, which means he's not going
And
to
of
poke
course,
his
I
head out
didn't
unless he
invent
feels he's
that.
confident
That's
enough
from
to do so."
the Chaotic Good
There's
Paladin
schemers.
from Dungeon Soup.
I'm sorry, what?
They're schemers.
Yeah, exactly. A schemer's never going to pop his head out unless he feels confident in doing so.
These guys are talking too much. They need to be killing shit.
Which heavily suggests to how powerful this dragon could very well be.
Yep. But remember what Conan said: if it bleeds, you
If
can
you
kill
go
it.
What
down
would
that
General Akbar say in a moment like this?
It's a trap.
Okay.
Not to mention what followers it has under its thumb. Like that
Oh,
green,
yeah.
that green dragon that Luna fought, and how that whole area was just its own babies
Hmm.
hated to have.
Yeah.
Blue dragons tend to have entire cults,
Oh.
or
Or
they're
a whole army.
yeah, essentially
Okay.
All right, come on, get
a
on
cult,
there.
or even own country that it secretly heads up.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
They can
We're
be
definitely not strong enough to deal with something like that.
oh no, there's actually an adventure. I don't know what it's called, but there's actually a D&D. I think it's like one of the old supplements where a blue dragon owns literally an entire country and is manipulating the king. He either was manipulating the king or had transfigured into the king. I forgot which, but was literally manipulating an entire country.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like you do.
Well, has there ever been a case where a dragon and a human fell in love,
Yes.
Yes, actually.
and the dragon like controls the area where their love interest lives, or something?
Well, most time when a human fall in love with the dragon, the human goes to live with said dragon.
That's what I
Because the
mean.
dragon is not really going to live among humans, even with the ability to transmute, because dragons, even your normal good dragon, is not very fond of the stupidity of humans. Mind you, love between dragon and human is kind of like a love between human and elf. It's
all
not.
its forms. Love, marriage. Sorry.
It's
There
okay.
it is.
It's kind of like a love between an elf and a human. You're going to have
Angry in-laws.
two different versions of love. That is for damn sure.
You're
Because
gonna have some pissed off.
out of the few
in-laws
stories
that
I
you're
do
gonna
know
have.
where dragons fall in love with humans, it's not so much I am a human loving a human or a dragon loving. It's
All right.
in many cases it's described like the dragon I don't know. I have never heard of a love story between dragon and human that the dragon didn't feel kind of off in the relationship, because the dragon is just so much more than the human.
See, I have heard.
I do know that the dragon and human actually having children is where the dragonborn come from. Now, if that's in Bruce's game, I don't know.
No.
Okay.
But that's how you get dragon bloodline sorcerers a lot of
Yeah.
times.
Those are really rare. In this
That's how you get
campaign, they're
dragon
really
eggs.
rare. They even have said, try to not let that happen too often.
The I forget which adventuring story it is, guys, but there is an adventuring story where like a silver
You
dragon
have to come over a very long
absolutely
time.
falls in love with an
To
adventurer.
me, there was a dragon in love with a human,
No.
or a couple
Lives as
that
a
was a human
human for
and a
like,
dragon.
until the
They'd had
human
to spend
actually
many
dies of old
years
age.
just talking to each other about all kinds of things
Because
for
if
them to
it's a
feel they
dragon,
had
they can do
something,
that, right? They
to
can,
offer each other. Because I don't
they can
see
just
how
take a human form
they
and
could
stay
meet
in that
and just
human
fall in
form
love by,
until it's
looking at each
freaking
other.
tired of it.
So it would have to be a deeper relationship for that to even happen.
Didn't we talk about some books
Now, what's kind of
recently today
a thing
about
is
an
the fact
infatuation,
that
about stuff that's kind of awkward?
this is like
Yeah.
It's a
Let's
thing.
not go
the
there.
conversation.
I would say, you want to learn about a lizard loving a human? Go watch the original V series. Way better. Less dramatic.
All you got to do is join the Scientology church.
Uh-oh.
That's a whole different mess.
Don't mention
No,
them.
Jen, it's not
Nothing after you.
Scientology. It's Scientology. It's Science-tology.
Well, whatever it is.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you don't get that reference?
That must
You
be
might not have seen
crafting game.
The other day, Connell was flubbing his words really, really bad, and he called the Church of Scientology Science-tology.
Yeah, he did.
That's weird. Usually he loves jokes when I'm around.
Oh no. He is a flubber across the board, sir.
Oh, you should have heard him that night. He was like redefining so many words, like at least 6 different words got like a Science-tology instead of Scientology. It's like it was hilarious. If you didn't know any better, you'd say Connell was drunk.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought that was the default.
That's a pretty good assumption to make, actually.
So I think we should
No
not
comment.
worry about the dragon right now.
No.
I think we should
No.
just keep doing what we're doing and finish what we're doing and worry about that.
Yeah, that'd be a good.
Unless we run
It's like
into
it's like that pillar of ice that we heard about like when we were like level 3. It's something to keep in mind, but we probably can't deal with the ice yet, given the fact that thanks to what we heard from the succubus, a whole bunch of demons are gathering there, which means even at level 7, we're probably no match for going to that thing yet. Like that, in the case of the dragon, we might be able to go there at some point in the next X amount of levels. That ice thing that's
small.
slowly moving south, we might need to gather an army
And it's
for.
easy to drop.
Do we know how old this dragon is? Because, I mean, technically we've
And
gone up
then,
against dragons before.
Then
Well,
if
luckily
you
the
drop
one we
a
went up
piece,
against was a lot
then you
younger.
gotta
Well,
dig it up.
no, excuse me, was a lot more D&D eyes than I was expecting.
So
I don't know if you caught this before, Nerdy, but the main panic before for dealing with the green dragon was I'm used to D&D Palladium
I
dragon.
haven't had
which is
anybody
the equivalent level, as you
comment
know,
on
would
the
have wiped
name
us.
of the stream yet,
Okay, that's
which is Super Slob, Star Frontiers, or
this
Zombie
particular dragon.
Apocalypse.
Yeah. Well, I honestly don't know. It
Or
could be the same
Cy-
age
for
as the
people
last
named
one. It could be
Simon, right?
older. I'm suspecting older.
Simon
'cause-
says,
I'm
"Pay me
repeating myself at this
$500
point, but like
and I'll
Chris
get
said,
rid of your Thetan."
they are schemers. And he has
And it's
popped
like,
his head
wait a
out to the
minute,
point
what?
people know he's there.
Hey, sorry, that's what
Schemers don't
Simon
do
said,
that
you
unless
know?
they're confident their plans have either succeeded or
You gotta
going
pay me
to
a bunch
succeed.
of money and I'll get rid of all your Thetans.
Right.
And once we get
Or
rid of
it's
all
the
your Thetans, you
child
become
of
what
the
we
actual
call
blue
clear.
dragon there.
And once you're
True,
cleared,
true.
well, then you're like,
In which case we're ultra fucked.
super awesome.
Right now, it's 100% speculation. So if we can
So-
move on, that would be awesome.
Yeah, that's fair.
I live near one of the headquarters of Scientology in the whole world.
Ooh, excuse me.
Appreciate you guys talking
Like
How
an
much
about
longer
hour
we got
away
on this spell?
is Clearwater, and Clearwater, the whole city of Clearwater is basically
Well, I presumed if we were talking about it on the way
100%
out at
owned
this point,
by the
That's
Church
what I
of
kind of
Scientology.
figured.
because we've looked
To the
around and
point
we have
that's
not
really
found any
creepy.
other
It's
like
like
hidden passages or secret.
you can just be hanging out in
things.
Clearwater, and if you hang out near where the big Scientology building is,
So
if you look around, you'll notice
get a
that
few-
there'll be people like trying to be on the
A
DL.
few miles down these
But they'll be
caves.
watching you. You know what I mean? They'll be recording you, filming you,
Chris, how many of the
taking
undead did you
pictures
summon to
of
help
you.
carry?
None.
You
I
know,
told
all
you.
of that shit.
Okay.
Man. They
Because
are.
they are only rounds per level.
They are just like that. You know,
For
that's what they
That's
do.
why I was telling other people, hey,
And
I
then
can throw
you're all
ants
like,
Paul on you.
shit. You know.
I was just presuming you threw it on everybody.
All right.
So
It's only 4 mana. I mean, it's not a severe costly spell. It is a.
I mean, unless
really good
you're
utility
just
spell.
looking for trouble or trying to get into something, I don't know if it's actually worth it to go down to like Clearwater or whatever and actually harass the sun.
Crafting, roll me.
I wouldn't think it would be, but hey, some people, you know, they got their
Should
hobbies,
have hit up the Teamsters and Coasters.
and
for
one
some
of their
extra
hobbies
gems.
is harassing.
Get above
Sometimes.
ground. Yeah, that'd be great.
I'm getting ready to vanish under the desk.
Yeah, because we did find it. Most of it was the books, but I think we did find a few other things that we couldn't haul out, but they weren't like special. They were just like, yeah, you could sell these for a few extra coins type things, but they were on the bigger side.
That fell off of my Space Marine.
And
there it is. I found it.
Well, I don't know any bonuses, so it's 89 is what I rolled.
So now I can get out from under the desk, and I can show you. This is what dropped.
Which is a nice roll.
You see how
to
small that
12
shit
earlier.
is? So let's see. I'm gonna have to drop off.
Drow Lair, I think of those.
Well, I'm sorry. Quickly, if
70s
they're
Black
bothering you, I
Panther
can turn
statuettes
them
that
off.
were really
I was
popular
just kind of
people's
in the
homes.
other screen. That's
The
Bruce's
Black Panther
game.
For kitchen
strong
shit
on
like
all
that.
fours. Yeah.
Yeah.
My grandparents had one of those.
And a lot of times when I'm just doing my thing
A lot of people I know
on
who
Saturday,
of,
I will
45 and
stream
55
Bruce's
back
game
in the 80s.
because it gives him more exposure, kinda. You know, me streaming him. And then, of course, I make comments on him.
Parents had a few of those and
But
some fancy Kelowna
your
boxes
little
and
brain,
whatnot.
your little English brain cannot tolerate all of the disorder. I get that because I know you guys like to be very orderly. So I'm building Space Marines with missile launchers.
Screams like shag carpeting and
Now, a typical like 2,000 or 3,000 point army could literally have like 30 or 40 bases of these guys, and they are OP as shit. But in order to get that many bases of missile launchers, you would literally have to spend like $2,000.
You guys see,
So if you ever go out and you're like, hey, you know, a buddy's like, hey, you want to play some Legions Imperialis? And you're like, sure, man. And they bust out their Space Marine army, and the majority of it is Space Marines equipped with missile launchers. I would say just get up and walk away. Because that's a twink. You know, that's a twink. And I'm not talking the kind of twinks that I always accuse Shadow of being around. That's just a guy that's got more money than freaking common sense and has decided he's going to build the most OP min-maxed army, you know, he possibly can. And
about a half day.
I mean, maybe you want to play that guy. I mean, you know, maybe that's the kind of game you like. But
We're miles away.
if I'm playing for
shit.
fun,
Sorry,
the last thing I want to do is play against some dude that's, you know,
Never mind.
overspent
I
me
just
so
remembered you said we
hardcore
had
that
already
it's
gone
just like, get out of
miles
here,
down
you know?
to, like pretty close to the exit, basically at this point. Like,
So
I think you said those were like 4 miles long to the entrance.
So
You got a ways.
the thing with these tiny, tiny little pieces.
You got
No, and I turned it down because if it's bothering you, whatever. But if you gotta go, whatever too. You know, I'm good with whatever you need to do, Lee. Yeah, that's actually Bruce's game. And since I don't have anyone on here with me and I'm just building figures, I like to support Bruce's thing.
stupid.
But I mean, I'll be honest, I don't watch all of it either because
Yeah, thank you, the Umber Hulks.
when Bruce runs his
Oh,
role
good
playing game, a
choice.
lot of
Something new.
times he runs like
That
12-hour
whatever killed
sessions,
The two that's dad.
right?
ca-
And it's
came
just
in,
like,
they
oh my
same
God,
way
you know.
into the vault from outside,
I mean,
or
I
did they
don't have
into the
that
vault
kind of
just
stamina
Two quick things. Gentlemen. We were
to
not
run
just
like
playing, we're not in the
you
vault,
know,
we're actually the
a
first to leave
12-hour,
leave the underground, so we had to
16-hour
walk a good
game.
distance, like 4,
But
5, 6
just to
miles,
show a
something
little
like that,
support to the
to the
homie,
underground. And if we're not careful,
you know,
as Bruce
I
kind
will
of warned us after we decided not to,
you know,
good chunk of these tunnels
simulcast
were
it
deep
basically
enough,
is
we
what
could
I'm doing,
potentially
you know.
hit parts of the Underdark.
I used to do the same thing
That
when
thing didn't
my
happen
homie
enough.
Shauner was
It could
around.
just come up.
I'd simulcast his stuff a lot, and there was a time I'd simulcast Legion of Myth quite often. I need to talk to those guys. It's like, I don't know.
Great minds think alike.
We used to BS around a lot, and then all of a sudden it was like, nope. I think the thing that broke me from Legion of Myth is they wanted to become a lot more professional. And, you know, I was just there goofing off. So, you know, I mean, they definitely don't need me trolling around on their channel being a goofball while they're trying to actually class up the place. Yep, Rip Shauner. You can't see, but I'm crossing myself. Shauner and I knew each other for about 15 years online. I remember when the only people who ever even talked about Traveler at all was Shauner, myself, and like one other guy. A lot of people had weird run-ins with Shauner, but I'll tell you what, guy had a heart of gold, really. It was just next to his heart of gold was just a pure lack of giving an F about certain things. And some people just don't know how to deal with a guy that's that way, you know? And Shauner had some strange kind of like things like, for one thing, if you didn't have a YouTube channel, then he didn't want you. He would not subscribe to you, and he would block you a lot of times. And a lot of people would get really mad about it. And then I'd defend him, and I'd be like, look, you know, Shauner's an old dude, and he's on here because he's wanting to have, you know, like I don't know, I hate to use the word community, but he's wanting to have whatever he's wanting to have. He's wanting to have a group of people to talk to about games and shit, right? And if you don't even have a YouTube channel, then now I don't agree with this, honestly, because whatever, but Shauner's belief was if you can't even be bothered to make your own YouTube channel and put some stuff out, then he can't be bothered to even tolerate you or give a shit what your opinions are about anything. And yeah, a lot of people are going to be like, you know, that's kind of messed up. But hey, that was just how Shauner rolled, and you either rolled with it or you didn't. I mean, you know, it's just simple as, you know, you're either like, all right, or you're like, you know.
She's like a cat.
And I was always like, okay, whatever, you know. I mean, a big part of it is I just never took anything he did or said personally. And that is a problem that I have seen with people on YouTube so much, is they take YouTube stuff like super personal. Like I've had people try to get my channel taken down, and I have people who talk crap behind my back because they don't like my edgy boy jokes and stuff like this. And I'm just like, whatever, you know, I'm not going to stop, you know.
It's YouTube and
yes, I am an edgy boy. I tell edgy boy jokes sometimes. And if you just don't like the edgy boy jokes, then I mean, sorry for your luck, you know. That's all I can say. Sorry for your luck, but I'm not going to stop
Yeah. It's all right.
being an
Go ahead.
edgelord
But I didn't mean
because,
to,
you know,
I thought I turned my mic off. I really did. I'm really sorry.
You guys are seeing something as you look at this crime scene.
because, you know, whatever, right?
Dr. Lizards look like they suffered
Now, I have no delusions about,
smothering damage.
you know, my popularity, and
Looking at it, and you're
I
looking at
also
it,
point out all the time that
but they're fighting
it's like,
different angles of attack.
you know,
towards
if
the
I
enemy.
were actually trying to do
more
something online,
Use their
my channel would be
dogs to fight
monetized. It's
correctly.
not. It has not been. It never will be. I don't
Kind of a sad scene
have
because the picture of
anything
these
negative to
dogs,
say
these
about
guys,
people who monetize their
blue,
channel. It's not like that.
bearded dragon-looking
But I'm
things,
not doing it.
and the
And
partially-
honestly, I
partially
think it
dissolved.
saved my ass a lot of
There
times,
was
right?
obviously a struggle going on.
Because
Yeah, and they
there's been a
weren't-
lot of
they
times
weren't
I've got like
looking
a
at them as
warning
food.
that I did something from
They were
YouTube,
just attacking them.
but
Yeah.
and I could be wrong here, but I think the reason I didn't actually get a strike or something serious is because I'm not monetized and they don't really give a shit. Plus, my channel is set to adult only.
Of both Ogre and from Lemmy's mouth all at once.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Because Ogre
Answering you
Jelly
guys,
doesn't
Lee.
have
I mean, I don't know what it is. Traveler is
Light 'em up
an
with
amazing game, but for whatever reason,
Yeah, all you
people
have to do is use the words mold, slime,
don't
or
seem
jelly
to
win.
like it, you
Okay,
know.
let's get going.
And I mean, Asimov
Here,
kind of
yeah,
had
it
a
doesn't
saying
have any
about
of the
this,
descriptions, like, nah, I don't want to deal with
and he basically talks about how if you tell somebody a wizard cast a fireball, they won't question you.
drowned within the
Now, well, you know,
nature of jelly.
why you gotta put me on Front Street like that, homie?
He,
I sometimes I want to be
claws
edgy,
and bites this thing.
maybe, I don't know,
Put some serious hurt on it.
but
Then
okay.
the jelly comes out
I
of
mean,
two
if you don't think I'm edgy, awesome.
Yes, it's
I mean,
multiple.
that's good. But
So, almost
back to the whatever.
completely filled up.
The big problem people you will find with running Traveler or almost any sci-fi game, though, is if a wizard in your game casts Fireball, no one questions it. They all just accept it as like as normal as, you know, the sun rising and cows giving milk, right? But the second you start talking about a jump drive that allows a ship to travel faster than light between star systems, all of a sudden every asshole and their uncle is popping in and they want to know about how the jump drive works or how the laser works, or and it's like, dude, we're just playing a game, man. Calm down,
Well,
right?
each
And
other
that
doesn't
is
get past
a
where we're
huge
at, so
problem.
we don't have to
A
run into
huge
whatever
problem.
did that.
With
Oh.
freaking
Runar's gonna take a glance for any eggs.
sci-fi games. Because players don't want to just accept the science. And then if you're not prepared for it, then yeah, then you could end up spending half of the game explaining why,
you find it down at tertiary
you know,
passage.
something
It's
is,
real
right?
tight squeeze, but
And yeah, and Asimov talked about it. He even says the believability of fantasy and the
sure enough, dude discovered
inbelievability of actual science fiction, you know,
no
the
eggs.
improbability or something, you know. And he was basically saying, hey, you know, for whatever reason, people, you know, they expect you to explain how the sci-fi works. That, you know, they want to know what's in the hot dogs,
So I'm
right?
not reaching into anything.
But
before
you
I,
can play
set
D&D
up.
and no one gives a shit, you know, because they're too busy playing their elf
Do they
with their
poop
bow,
No.
and they just
Oh.
really, you know, they don't care because it's the most hand wavy shit ever. It's like if
Just
someone
need
says,
those
"Well,
as
how'd that
pets, we're
happen?"
gonna
You
have
just
to
say
go.
magic, and they say, "Oh, all right,"
People
That's
you
what I'm
know.
thinking.
And that's
Take
basically
Dr.
it.
Pet.
It's so
Usually stuff
easy
that's
with
like
with
nuclear
fantasy.
electricity, but yeah.
That happened because magic. That's the end of that argument, you know.
But no, I'll pick up
But
gold and bring it to.
Assholes want to argue with you about everything in a sci-fi game. So I guess what I'm saying quickly is you just got to have the right group of people that are willing to let you just tell the story
But why would
and
lumps
kind of
gold
let
just
the
be laying
science of the sci-fi hang out in the background, because why would their character that was born and raised in that universe and time question every little thing? The character would just already know, right? Like, it's not like if you were born in 2300, you would constantly be, you know, how does stutter warp work? Well, shit, it's
You'll
old
find a lot of
technology by
creatures in
2300.
like
How's your character not know how stutter
this, I'm confident can be universal to
works, you
Bruce's
know?
game simply because it is a
How do you
universal
not
rule in
understand,
D&D.
you
A
know, this,
lot of
that, and the other
creatures
thing?
are pack rats. If it's shiny, they'll hoard it.
So,
That doesn't mean it's valuable.
so that
necessarily,
is
but if it's
why,
shiny,
and this is an absolute true fact,
That's when he said
no
he
matter
lumps
where you
like
go,
this,
no
and
matter
then
who
I
you
thought
talk
maybe it
to,
was poop.
fantasy role-playing games always
That's why I
do
asked that
better
question.
than pretty much any other genre of role-playing game. And yeah, the reason is believability, because it is just ingrained in our brains to believe in witches and elves and you know, whatever, boogeymen, whatever. But for whatever reason, our brain has a really hard time conceiving of
Whoever thinks they can
aliens or, you know, whatever, you know.
There you go.
how many pounds of gold was that, Bruce?
24. They're in the
24. Okay.
they're in Cherry Hill.
So
Cherry Hill, D100 group.
those 5 things up there are kind of the things I'm most interested in running a game, if and when I start running games again, though. The 5 things in the title. That's kind of where I am now, you know.
Unsubscribed podcast.
And the only one that you could consider really like sci-fi fantasy
I'm like, no, I'm good.
is really more like
Just watch it on
space
Pepperbox
opera.
or YouTube. Thanks.
The go with the Pepperbox links. They're supposed to be like.
And then the only one you could consider fantasy is actually, you know, just historical fantasy. So the player characters are all going to be human,
Scalpers are
you know.
bullshit, but it's funny.
They're all going to be humans from
Oh,
Poland.
Yeah.
And then it's just a matter of, you know,
Maybe this is like
what they do based on, you know, their background, history, and stuff like that. Because
I don't know.
in Baptism of Fire, after you roll your character up and everything,
CP9?
you roll up your social rank, and that is super important, believe it or not. Social rank,
Pathfinder,
you know,
D&D.
and it determines a lot about how your character will be. I mean, if you roll up a brand new character, but you're from a very high social rank, like a Slotchki or whatever, which is basically a noble or minor noble, then your character is going to start the game with like better armor, a horse, maybe even a henchman or a servant. You're going to start with more money, probably with land and holdings. And that's before you've even played your first game, because everyone starts at level 0.
Very fancy armor.
So before you have even done your first adventure, your character already is a landowner with like all kinds of shit going on,
I don't
right?
want to say I haven't had a chance to. I probably
Or
haven't
you
pushed as hard
can
as I should have as a player.
end up playing
But I keep
a
wanting to do things that's going to like
you know,
be a
hobo or
long-term
something, right? And end up
investment
without
in the making of
very
something
much
instead of
money
just
at all. And
to build
plus
a
some
city
classes you have to
and
be certain social standing to be members of.
Well, it's going to be the Vegas
So there's
of,
that too.
of this continent,
So
but it's also going to be
it's
the
easy
place
to
where
make characters
adventurers
for the game, though.
go
I
to get all
mean,
their stuff.
if
and
you've
then
ever
come
made a
back.
character for
Because
D
we're
and
gonna
D,
be
then
right
I
across
mean,
from the undead pit
Baptism
of
of
the
Fire
world,
is super
and
easy to
it
make
is
characters for.
it is the place if you want to
But
find forgotten treasure.
it is a game that is based
Here you go. Here's all
around
the stuff you
a
need to survive
system.
till level 2. Oh, you can't afford level 3? Well, we'll have
So-
to go collect your corpse.
Or a setting,
And all the gear.
not a system. I said that
kinda
wrong.
worries me a bit
It's a
that
game based around a setting. So everything in the game is, you know, somewhat unified with the setting.
All that went
So
right
yeah,
over my head.
you're gonna be
There's a giant fucking dungeon.
you're going to be
that
something from
all the
10th
dudes
century,
are told
9th or
about, and
10th
you
century
say, "Oh,
Poland.
go
That's
beat it.
just what
Go
it
beat
is.
it."
That's how it's
And
going to
so
be.
if you play 5th edition, it gets beaten pretty easily. It takes you about 10 months. But if you play not weekly,
I can't answer why it is, but it is. I mean, you think about like
but it's not written very well.
Yeah.
like in my opinion, you would really think Call of Cthulhu would be like a top game, like everywhere.
Version from 2012.
And it is an incredibly popular game,
That, port that,
but it's
that
not
makes me wanna play
as popular as a lot of fantasy games. And I don't understand that, really, you know.
All the new referees gather around and they
With Call of Cthulhu, a big part of it could be that it takes place in the real world.
Things don't connect right. Let me
So, you know, players are all like, yeah, I don't want to be a part of that, you know.
it is a very long,
Not really
drawn-out
interested in
dungeon
that.
system
I'd rather, you know.
with layers
Really
and
what it
layers
comes
of
down to is people want to play elves in my experience. That's what it really comes down to.
Oh, yeah.
Basically,
You got a bunch of people and some of them want to play elves and
It's a
some of them
huge
want to play
XP farm if you
gnomes.
can handle it.
So if you've got a game
Yeah,
where
and
they
I
can't
talked
play
about
an elf
that
or a
in the
gnome,
discussions
then they don't want to play.
and if I get the opportunity, like,
And that's why
I know actually there's a lot of time
not
to
Star,
talk about, which is
that
actually
is
run
why
systems.
Shadowrun
For the first,
had
like, 5 or
its
6 levels,
huge
you
binge
still
of
have teams that
popularity
go
back in the
kind
day.
of to go get the body. You might have to like
100% it was
use actual
because
to keep them from being
it was
massacred
kind of
because they didn't have any
futuristic,
food
but
and
you
all this
could
stuff.
still play an
But
elf
for
or a
people who can
dwarf
go
or a
deeper,
gnome or
you
whatever,
get,
you know.
you can also get resurrection.
And there was still magic.
But you also get a if
So,
you're lucky enough,
you
a
know,
teleportation stone that
and
holds a
again,
dead body.
no one ever
Or you can
wanted
break- or you can
details
use
on
it while
how
alive and you can
summoning a
teleport
spirit
yourself out
worked.
back to the city. If you wanna find
Yeah,
one of those
yeah,
corpses, you can
I've
use
heard
these
that,
corpses.
and I totally believe it too.
Well, here's a
And I totally would love to see,
where you take this
like,
passageway away from the
I mean,
chakra
there'd
lasers.
have to be a
Chakra
way to
lasers,
translate it.
they
But
had,
if one of these groups of middle-aged Japanese women ever put like a live play up,
just like
I would
pieces of armor,
absolutely love to
small
see
scraps of
like what in the hell they're doing, you know? Really, I'd love to see like what they got going on. Hopefully it's not just weird tentacle porn shit. They're actually, you know, doing things
So they're meat eaters.
Oh yeah.
because, you know,
Quick warning, my
which I
power
think
hit
they
flash
are,
off and
but
everything, but it kind of twitched, and there is a tiny storm going on, so I may or may
because
drop.
if it's weird tentacle
May-
porn
may
shit,
or
then
may
I'm
not
going to be
drop.
all like,
And I noticed that
not sure I want to be a part of that,
in her neighborhood.
you know.
Yeah.
But then again,
You know this.
I mean, if you want to be really
I
tweaked
didn't
out,
notice.
just type in the fisherman's wife and the octopus. It's like a 500 or 600-year-old painting that was done in Japan.
You're not really paying-
Yeah.
No,
And
no,
then
no, I lost 6
after you do
chickens.
that, make sure you get the
That
English
rooster and a little
translation
young guy that
translation
I
of the
hatched out.
writing on the
He
painting.
was going to be a beautiful red rooster.
You know, like
and,
what the
my
octopus is
fawn-
saying to the
my little
fisherman's
bantam
wife.
female's gone. The little beautiful speckled.
Yeah,
female
you'll
with
be
yellow
like,
legs
wait,
that I
what?
sent pictures to Chris about.
What
She's
what
gone.
what did James just do to
one
me?
other chicken's gone. So
I
all
hate
in
that
one
dude.
day.
I'm never
So
watching him
he's gone.
again. How dare he send me to this weird shit?
Have no more crows
And my
roosters
response
or
would be
anything.
like, I agree, it's weird shit, but I didn't write it. I didn't make it popular.
It's all right.
And you know, so blame the
If it makes
Japanese
you feel better, you can get a box of chicks.
because
Yeah, then I have to take care
You
of
know.
them.
They're the one that did a
So I
whole
wake up
painting
praying
about
if
a
I have any
Japanese
left,
fisherman's
'cause they
wife
don't
having
get
sex with an
protected anymore,
octopus.
then maybe I'll let her
So
know
the
if that's
tentacle
okay.
thing is not new. I mean, that shit goes back
I
a
think
few
Chris is having the same
centuries at
problem on his
least.
farm too, because he was down to like less than a handful of chicks.
Kind of wild
I
to
haven't
think
lost
about
any
it, but
lately,
hey,
but
whatever,
yeah,
you know.
I really wanted a coyote pelt.
Yeah.
Between the coyote and the Aaron dog, that's like
All right.
these are delicious.
Got my tactical marine
Oh
with
no,
with
Goblin
the
or yeah, Goblin didn't even need
sergeant.
it. He just loved the chase.
Yeah, that's what they do. They chase them and hurt them because they don't realize, they're playing with them, but they don't realize they're killing it. They're not killing it just to.
I just heard Bruce just go off over here,
Yeah, unless the dog was tiny and can't hurt the chicken.
but
They can get their eyes pecked out.
Oh no! They're
I
the
have
kind of
been
butcher
working
dogs
on
that
an
I think
adventure
that-
for Call of Cthulhu for
my
just a
mother
little
had-
while. And my meme master that makes memes
She was
about
one of
my
the short-haired
streams,
corgis, but
he
she was actually smaller than a royal corgi.
he even did a
And
meme
she
about
was
it
black
where
as a
it's
black
like
hot dog.
the
And
adventuring group, I guess, goes insane and rips their own eyeballs out, but then the survivors manage to make it back to a friendly face at a cabin. And the friendly face is me, and I'm offering them a bowl of beans. And the guy put that in there because I went off one day about how, I ate a lot of beans growing up. And so he wanted to add that in,
One lone rooster.
But yeah, that's kind of the Appalachian way, soup, beans, and cornbread.
So we decided to put him
and weird
with
shit
some-
in the
so he
deep
spent the rest of his
hollers.
life at least with other turkeys. Well, in this case, it was turkeys.
And possibly
Some
inbred
sort of
and
poultry.
degraded families that may or may not be cannibalistic or
Unfortunately, Peanut
devil
was the name
worshiping.
of the dog. She fell into a bit of a depressive
Looked
state.
up the octopus's wife and the fisherman by mistake. I don't know if that is a thing, but if it is, oh my god, I can only imagine. It'd be like an episode of The Boys with the deep in it. You know what I mean?
Taking her to this area would not have been a good idea.
I mean, the guy's literally having a relationship with an octopus.
She did not take well, not so much like she didn't like it, but when you
And
put
I'm
her in a
just,
new
I'm
environment,
like,
she had to go wherever she could,
wow,
which means you'd have to hunt
okay.
her ass down.
That is strange.
Plus, the roosters will keep the hens from picking on each other, in the squabbles, and
But,
they keep getting the coops at night and stuff like that.
Yeah,
They're
honestly,
all picking
Chris,
on Tyson
or
now, so I don't
quickly,
know. I'm gonna probably have to put Tyson.
you
in
probably
over
shouldn't look
pen
that up.
because she's just
I
getting
mean, it is straight
all
up
on her.
just
She
Phil.
just sits on the ground and puts her head down, and they just.
And
pick
the only
at
reason I
everything.
brought it up was
And she
to
might even
point
be
out,
able to go
cultural things and,
It's terrible. And she's so
the whole
fat, she
tentacle
can't
thing
run,
and all
She
that,
just ends up
but
stopping because she can't run.
yeah, I saw it once and I was like, ugh,
I just feel bad.
this is the worst. I can't believe somebody did a painting of this and now
Did you
it's
ever
considered
identify
like
that ring that we
culture,
got off the
it's like part of the culture. It's like,
I don't remember.
no, I'm not a
Well,
fan.
I remember
But-
Chris and I having the discussion that in Bruce's game,
whatever.
Magic does not identify the magic automatically. You either
I will
have
just
that
sit
spell
here
or
putting
do
some
something.
Marines together because
25 to 50 seconds for
once I get the Marines together, I've got the Blood Angels primer
okay, so
ready to go.
You can use it. It's just not an.
I'll
instant
carefully
thing.
rattle can their ass. I probably should have rattle canned them on the sprue so that I wouldn't have to repaint the base, but I don't care. I'll repaint the base.
third round casting.
From the red, it will end up being back to like a concrete color or something.
The last thing you get is like the level.
Maybe I'll even buy some tactical
Okay.
or
I'll see about doing that
technicals
as soon as we
for
sit
like
down
the
and see this.
concrete and do the whole base, Now something is, I see what's not right is there's a whole another sprue over here. All right. I was getting ready to say I've got more missile launcher dudes
All
than,
right, now I'm still on the hunt for a bag of holding.
I've got 12 of them instead of, the 10 of them. I
know
thought
why
I would
they
have, but then
But the
never
components that are
mind.
under the stone
I've got
those are the better
more
ones.
spruce.
I could very well be wrong. That's a significant.
I'm really
Oh my
trying
goodness!
to say
My wife
full
just stuck
game.
cookies out of the oven, and
I,
while I am not
I just exhausted myself.
going to have any,
At the house working on
I have to
design,
admit,
doing things.
for the
So I did
Imperium.
December, and I-
Exactly. While I'm not going to have any cookies, I have to admit they do smell delicious. They do smell delicious. So let's see. What does a command squad look like? Let's build a command squad because you got to have those. So it's basically these guys up here. It's a Space Marine captain with a power sword and a combi weapon. It's a Space Marine. That would be a medic. Banner bearer. Where the hell's my banner bearer? Did I cut him off and set him aside somewhere? And then just 2 Space Marines in combat poses. So here on a dark desert highway, cool wind in my hair. I'm not too busy. What do you need? Well, I'm a little bit busy for that, but I will move it in just a second. What are we looking for here? Epic Stealth 30K? Yes, sir, Paul. This is the 4th army I'm assembling before I get them. Now, some of them I've already painted up, like just to do test runs on the painting. So I still need to do the shade on the metallic on the inside and maybe a red shade on the outside. But being that I'm playing Blood Angels, you know, I had to have a shit ton of drop pods. And I did half of them opened. And I did half of them closed. Doing the ones closed was super, super easy. That's definitely the lazy way to do it, you know. But they're not drop pods for contemptors or anything. They're just drop pods for Marines to land on. And I mean, because again, it's Blood Angels, I'm doing everything as much as I can, like as mobile as I can. So see if I can get this guy in here somewhere. So of course, I've got my Thunderbird or Thunderhawk. Because I mean, you gotta have a Thunderhawk, right? And I actually have 2 of them, but that's just one of them. Thunderhawks are badass because they can just carry a shit ton of infantry. So you can literally carry almost a company of infantry between the 2 of them and just drop them wherever you need it, you know. So that's good. So yeah. And then I've got Dark Mechanicum, Normal Mechanicum, and Imperial Guard. And Knights. I've got a 3,000 point Knight household army. And that's not even counting the Titans I have. I have 4 Warhound Titans. I don't have any of the really big Titans because all the Titans I have came in the basic box set that I bought. And I bought 2 of it because I typically do that. It ensures I get a good selection. Yeah, the Thunderhawk for Legions Imperialis is absolutely awesome. It is just such a good, you know, and it did complete a dream of mine. ever since I was a young nerd and I got into Warhammer back in like the mid 90s, one of the things I always wanted was my own Thunderhawk, right? But unfortunately, back then, the only way to get a Thunderhawk was through Forge World, and it cost $1,000. And you know, in my life, $1,000 spent on a 40K figure, that's like a divorce thing. I mean, not really, but maybe really, you know. So pretty much there was no way I was ever going to get a Thunderhawk except in epic scale. And the old epic scale Thunderhawks were just absolutely ugly. They were just not good miniatures at all, right? And then they come out with this setup, and these miniatures are freaking amazing. If I have any complaint about some of these figures, it is that, oh my goodness, man, the parts, you know, it's just the parts. It's like, why, you know, why is it like that, you know, building a tank, you know, is like 25 different parts, right? At least most, like the Contemptor Dreadnoughts here, these things are like 8-9 parts each. And some of the parts are like so small, you know, it's like that twin barrel, twin link las cannon, that's 2 parts. The power fist on the left arm, that's 2 parts, you know. It's like, and then you got glued the legs to the torso, which is glued to the front torso, and then the arms. You're still a young nerd, mate. Well, young at heart for sure. Young at heart for sure. I'm getting ready to go ahead and end this because my wife needs me to carry some stuff out for her. And, you know, I like to help her out occasionally. You know what I mean? I'm not going to eat any cookies. As a matter of fact, the Japanese food I ate earlier is not settling well. Not sure why. You know? Maybe I should have got sushi instead of the flat top stuff, but either way, I do appreciate you guys popping in and chatting. And if you have any comments about the title of this, like what you think would be the best, by all means, throw it in there. Throw it in there. Because your boy really can't decide right now. That's kind of a thing, you know. I'm feeling pretty scatterbrained about stuff. And I'm feeling like I would love to run everything all at once, every other, you know, every weekend. But, you know, that's not how games work. Yeah, back in the day, you're right. Now, a Rhino, and I have one on the sprue right here. Actually, it's like 6 on the sprue right here. Is, let me look. Let me pull him out there. Yeah, there's a group of rhinos, and as you can tell, there's a bottom, a top, sides, a back, a front. Well, these are predators, but you get the idea. You get the idea, you know. Rhinos are the same way. You've got to assemble all the different parts and everything. And don't even get me started on one of my favorite tanks, actually. I love it. And I painted it up desert color because, you know, I'm a Desert Storm guy, so the Baneblade, oh man, that thing had more parts than like an actual 20 or 32 mil scale like Rhino. This thing had more parts than the actual, you know, 40K Rhinos do. But I have to admit, it came out pretty darn good. And all I got to do is throw some of the iconography on. I've got all the transfers and everything. And then, you know, cut her loose. believe it or not, you can buy those as a choice for your army, and you can buy it as a pair of them. And depending on how you build them, whether you do Baneblade, Shadowblade, whatever, those guys can absolutely be Titan hunters. You know what I mean? Like a Shadowblade for sure, with the laser destructor or volcano cannon or whatever it has. A lot of your smaller Titans got to pay attention to that shit. Because if they don't, they are going to end up in the scrap, in the boneyard. You know what I'm saying? And people, I don't know if people realize that, you know. Now, I need to paint. You see how the hatches are open? Well, there's dudes there, and I need to paint them. But I haven't yet. And I probably should, like, you know, do a little bit of metallics on them. I should paint the gas tanks some military green, maybe. You know, just add a little bit more color to it. But yeah. Those guys right there. I mean, this guy has twin-linked bolters, a demolisher cannon, 4 bolters in sponsons, a heavy stubber in the coax. No, that's an autocannon. A heavy stubber on the top, 2 las cannons, and then the big freaking demolisher cannon, or whatever it is. So I mean, this thing is just a brute, and it can take multiple hits and blah blah blah. So, and I believe it's got like either a 2+ or 3+ armor save too. So unless you've got like weapons that have, you know, good armor penetration qualities, this guy over here is just going to be like, yeah, whatever, you know. Like you try to shoot it with a bolter, yeah, he's saving on 2+, so whatever, right? Of course, if you start cranking on him with a, you know, a powerful like Volkite gun or actual anti-tank weapons, then you can hurt him. But like I said, unlike most things, that thing's got like 2 or 3 wounds. So, you know, it's going to be like, it's going to be a way about it, you know. It's not just going to fold up the first time somebody starts shooting in its direction. So, all right. So the last things on the sprue is a librarian in Terminator armor. And then this sprue will be done. So there we go. And I've got a leftover couple of Contemptor Dreadnought legs left over, because it gives you multiple choices on the legs so that you can pose it however you want. But anyway, it's been 2.5 hours. So peace and love, homies. I will catch you later. Oh, somebody sent me, whoever sent me the private message, if you're still in there, sorry, I missed it. But yeah, it's time for me to take off anyway. I gotta go help.